So we're on our way to Point Pleasant, West Virginia, home of the Mothman. I think you're gonna really like this town.
Fuck, I think we're in the moth nest.
If we're gonna find a Mothman, it's gonna be out here. This goes beyond belief.
Are you scared?
This week on BuzzFeed Unsolved, we travel to Point Pleasant, West Virginia, as we dip our toes back into the cryptid pool again to search for the famed creature, the Mothman.
Oh, very impressive.
Can you see that?
That's good.
You'll see firsthand when we travel to West Virginia, which we're gonna do soon after I.
What do you need these?
Well, these are my Mothman gloves. I use these to catch them. Look at the grip. I'm gonna grip them by the talons.
You need those to read the.
Yeah, let's get into it.
The Mothman is a cryptozoological creature that is thought to have made its first appearance in 1966. Witnesses have described the creature to be man-like in stature, often seen walking on its two hind legs. The Mothman is spotted primarily at night, and its color is tough to discern. Sometimes it's described as gray, other times as brown. However, the gigantic frame of the Mothman is largely undisputed. Across all accounts, the Mothman is a physically imposing specimen ranging from 6 to 8 feet tall. As its name would suggest, the Mothman is capable of flight, sporting 2 enormous wings with a monstrous 8 to 15 foot wingspan. One chilling detail that is reported in many sightings is the Mothman's unforgettable and haunting red eyes. A red described by one woman as, quote, red like you never saw red, end quote.
Moths aren't even scary. People say Mothman and I don't shiver.
I think he's called Mothman not because he looks like a giant moth. A giant moth would have like almost butterfly wings, right?
He doesn't have butterfly wings?
He looks kind of more like Batman's wings.
Well, then they shouldn't call him a Mothman.
We'll take it up with whoever made it up.
The Sky Beast.
Sky Beast. You just literally put together the two things that it's...
Moon Monster.
It's pretty dumb.
The Cloud Fiend.
No. I see some, let's go through some other ones.
You want to see my other one?
What are the other ones you got?
The Evil Eagle. Dr. Sky Shadow. Mr. Windbiter.
Mr. Windbiter.
Hey, he's flying through the air.
You said it out loud, you're still gonna stand by it?
Teeth gnashing. That's good.
What about no, it's bad.
What do you got? No,
it was bad.
One.
It was I was gonna say Wingatron.
Wingatron?
Yeah, that sounds
like a robot,
Yeah, it
right?
sounds like a robot, yeah.
It was in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, where the Mothman became famous, hence our presence in the town now. In fact, a statue of the famed creature sits in the center of town for those seeking a face-to-face encounter.
Stop number 1, Mothman statue.
It looks very ornate.
You'll be able to stare at it eye to eye.
What's that supposed to be?
It means you're 8 feet tall. It's a tall joke. Get it? Look at its eyes.
Yeah, they're a beautiful amber or something.
I was gonna say they're pure terror. I could feel it coursing through my veins. Oh my God, he's got a full 6-pack. Look at that. This guy definitely P90Xs.
He's like a George Clooney Batman.
Hopefully this isn't our only face-to-face encounter with the Mothman. Maybe we'll find one in the woods and he'll look nothing like this and we'll have to contact the board of West Virginia and say you need to change your statue because the boys have solved it.
Yeah, I certainly don't think he's gonna have G.I. Joe armor on.
You don't think he's gonna have the bat suit on with knee pads?
It's a little odd. See this guy's ass, by the way?
Oh my God.
The purpose of our pilgrimage to Point Pleasant is to catch a glimpse of the Mothman. But if that effort proves to be fruitless, we can still enjoy the influence of Mothmania that is ever present across town. For starters, there's an annual Mothman festival every September, and Mothman souvenirs sit stocked on shelves, ready for eager tourists year-round. At the Coffee Grinder, you can order various Mothman treats, including chocolate Mothman droppings, Mothman coffee, as well as a delightful Mothman cookie, complete with red eyes.
So this is the Coffee Grinder. This is one of the many locations around town where you could pick up some Mothman treats. You excited?
Yeah, they got a little Mothman lives here.
He does.
He's sort of like the funny little mascot of this town. Thank you.
Good mascot. Oh man. This is nice and cozy. And look at that.
Yeah, feels right.
Do you think he'll look this friendly when we see him?
Probably. I don't know if he'll be smiling like that. Like, yeah, that's better. Stop that.
What do you think his voice would sound like?
So,
It's me, the Mothman.
No, it's probably.
It's me.
There you go.
The Mothman.
Yeah.
You,
Mouse-like.
You boys from out of town?
Shall we eat some droppings? Okay, this feels weird. I don't know.
Feels right.
Sweet starter and a nutty and crunchy finish. So we have the adult here, and then the baby.
Yeah.
I'm greatly enjoying this moment. This is nice.
This is really something.
This is good. Now let me take a sip. This is good. Is this what those Worth It boys feel like?
Not enough gold.
Finally, at Village Pizza, you can order the delectable namesake Mothman pizza.
Oh, you're going through that door? I was gonna open the door. All right. What the? Jesus Christ.
This Mothman pizza honors pedestrian toppings with the responsibility of mimicking the look of the famed creature. The clever arrangement enlists blood red cherry tomatoes for eyes, bell peppers for feet, and spooky mushrooms for wings.
So this is very fun for them.
He is, without a doubt, a big part of their commerce in terms of tourism. If I'm going to Point Pleasant, West Virginia, I would go there for the Mothman.
Yeah.
And these people are on board.
I just like that the town can rally around it.
Some people have posited that the people of this town have made Mothman up as a beacon of tourism.
Oh, Ryan.
Which I
never.
don't
Impossible.
I don't buy for a second.
No?
Nah, I sniffed for bullshit. Foolproof. Passed the Bergara smell test.
I don't trust that test one bit.
I do. Because it's my test. You know?
Shut up.
All right, there it is.
Oh, thank you.
He's looking at me right now.
Yeah, those beady little eyes.
Those
They kind
beady
of look
little
like yours.
eyes.
Look at me now, Shane. What do you think of me?
I like this guy. I like his vibe.
Oh, thanks.
We got the wings right here, the torso, his little bell pepper
Two
feet.
little legs.
That's amazing.
If I saw this in the woods, I wouldn't necessarily be all that scared.
Actually, the eyes would be pretty terrifying.
Yeah, those are actually pretty creepy.
I don't know. I like it. I dig it. I can't wait to eat his body.
I call one of the eyepieces.
There's only 2 of us here, so I'm gonna obviously get the other one.
Fine.
It's good.
While at Village Pizza, the manager sat with us to share a story of a Mothman sighting.
What's the scariest tale you've heard from someone in terms of sighting the Mothman?
Danny Scarberry's mother, she said that one night she had to fight him off because he come in to get Danny. She was like 6 months old, was in her bed, and she had to fight the Mothman off because he was trying to grab the baby.
He was trying to steal her baby?
Yeah, that was her story, but I mean, she was very convincing, and it's sad to say she's dead and gone now, but that was a very scary.
She fought the Mothman.
Well, she didn't.
Oh my God.
She didn't actually fight.
Oh.
She didn't actually fight him, but I mean, she wrestled and got her baby from him.
Oh, yikes.
That's her story.
Well, that was educational.
That was good.
Got my souvenirs. It was good. It's time.
These 2 weirdly optimistic pilgrims are ready to embark on our menacing Mothman mission. Let's begin at the main sighting that started Mothmania as we know it.
All right, so this is the McClintock Wildlife Management Area. This is the area of the main sighting.
This looks like the kind of area you'd see a Mothman.
A Mothman, exactly,
Yeah.
right? Sparse,
Not a lot of people out here.
yet there's parts that are densely wooded.
Yeah.
Now
It seems like a good road to be terrified on.
During World War II, 8,000 acres of a wooded area near Point Pleasant, West Virginia were employed to manufacture and house explosives. The explosives were housed in concrete igloos dispersed across the land. After the war, the effort was abandoned, and the area was partially converted into a wildlife preserve that is now known today as the McClintock Wildlife Management Area. In the 80s, it was uncovered that byproducts of the explosives had critically contaminated the land. And yet, to this day, the igloos and some of their hazardous materials remain. Some speculate that this contamination mutated local birds into what would eventually become the Mothman. But that's purely speculation.
I don't think that's how that stuff works. I think usually if you come into contact with maybe something radioactive or something, you die.
Or you turn into the Mothman. I mean, what are the odds of it? They ain't zero. We'll park here and then we'll make our way out into the wildlife preserve. It's daytime right now, but
What are we doing?
nightfall's gonna come soon.
Yeah.
And you know I always come prepared.
Yeah.
I mean, there's hunters around here. I don't want to get shot.
No, I know. We don't want you to get shot.
So I'm breaking out Old Faithful.
No helmet this time?
No, I don't have any reports of Mothman hitting people over the head with rocks, so I don't think it's necessary this time around.
I guess, in some sense, you may be making yourself a better target for Mothman to just
Well, maybe
fly
I'll
out of the
lure him
sky
out.
and grab you by his talons.
Maybe he'll be a lot like Bigfoot and be like, oh, what a colorful vest.
You think we should try and bro down with Mothman too?
Oh yeah, I didn't bring a beer for him. He doesn't strike me as a beer type. He strikes me more as a wine guy.
He struck me as like a field mice kind of guy.
Despite the dangerous material stored there in years past, in 1966, this area, often called the TNT area, was a popular destination for local youth. As such, on November 15th, 1966, Steve and Mary Mallett and Roger and Linda Scarberry were enjoying a leisurely drive through the TNT area. Unfortunately, their amusement would come to a screeching halt when the two women, Linda and Mary, spotted a figure near the TNT plant. The figure began to move towards the building's entrance in a shuffling manner, providing them a fine opportunity to observe the creature. While they initially thought it looked a lot like a man, it clearly did not have arms or a head. It had massive folded wings high on the back, and perhaps most noteworthy, two beaming red eyes.
So my guess is the couples were somewhere around here, maybe on that road over there.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure of the exact location, but this is where they saw him stumbling around.
They just saw him kind of shambling,
Yeah.
big shambling man, kind of.
I don't know. Maybe he was just taking a walk. I mean, what's it to you?
Well, why would you take a walk if you
He's
had
a
wings?
fucking creature. He could do what he wants.
After being spellbound momentarily by the creature, the couples came to their senses and took off in their car, terrified.
Any thoughts on that so far?
Nope. What year is it? 66?
66.
Few teens out there probably smoking a few funny cigarettes,
You could say weed. It's 2018.
some grass.
As they made their way towards Highway 62 in Roger Scarberry's 1957 Chevy, they saw the being appear in front of them and rise directly up into the sky. The creature had a gargantuan 10-foot wingspan, and the couples noted that it did not need to flap its wings as it chased the car at speeds of up to 100 miles per hour, quote, gliding above and behind the vehicle, end quote. The creature made a noise similar to a, quote, record played at a high speed, or squeak of a mouse, end quote.
Not exactly the most terrorizing sound. And this is why I think maybe these people aren't lying, because if they were lying, that seems like a weird detail to make up. You would say, it opened its mouth and the mountains moved with the force of the roar.
Yeah.
And they went, no, it squeaked like a little baby mouse. That's what happened. I was terrified.
It was easy to do the Bigfoot call at a very loud volume, but it's going to be hard out there to
Give me your best Mothman squeak. This is the noise you're gonna make to try and attract another moth person.
I'm going to try two different approaches to this.
Okay, I can't wait to hear
One's
both.
going to be an exhale, and then one's going to be an inhale. So my first one is. That's one. My other one is going to be a little more high pitched because it's going to be the inhale.
The first one was all right, I'll give you that. The second one kind of sounded like you were smothering a dolphin. Also, your eyes kind of rolled back. It was just a weird performance all around.
It's a gift.
I guess I could try one.
Yeah, just try and inhale. It sounded like a pig giving birth.
I thought mine was rather good. Sound off in the comments. Whose screech was
Chime off, let us know.
Fortunately, the creature stopped chasing the couples and disappeared as the couples neared the populated area of town. Linda Scarberry wanted to report it to the police, but they were concerned that they would not be taken seriously. As a result, in an audacious move, they decided to return to the place of the sighting to confirm what they had seen. To their affirmation/terror, they once again saw the creature, this time stumbling around in a dark pasture. This spurred the couples to head straight for the Mason County Courthouse to file a report.
First off, by the way, most of the time, people naturally will just run away and they'll tell the story. Very few times have I seen a case where the people will then return to the site and try and confirm that they weren't going crazy and that they actually saw what they saw, and that's what these 4 people did.
Yeah, it's very noble.
Yeah, and they did that, they saw it, they're like, okay, we confirmed, now let's go to the police.
Deputy Millard Halstead was on hand to take the report. Due to the size of the town, Deputy Halstead knew the couples and believed their claims to be sincere. The handwritten eyewitness police reports from the Mallets and the Scarberrys is actually on display at the Mothman Museum. The couples claim that the police put all 4 of them in separate rooms and asked them each to write down what happened that night. All of the accounts match.
I mean, they're gonna, right?
No, okay, I'm gonna ask you to possibly incriminate yourself a little bit.
Yeah, that's fine.
Think of any time you've partaken in the smoking of the ganja.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs, first off. Whatever.
Legalize
I mean,
it, though.
now it's legal, so you can do whatever you want.
Get it out
In
there.
California it is, at least. Anyways, think of you are smoking it with 3 of your buddies.
Yeah.
And now imagine that you were so out of it that you imagined a giant moth creature. And then after that, you go to the police, one of the worst things you could possibly do when you're high, and then you all tell the same details of a story. The only way I feel like you could tell something with concrete details that match everybody else's story is if it in fact happened, at least when you're under the influence.
That's true. Oh, okay, I'll give it to you. This is a point for Mothman. Understand, I want to believe in Mothman.
So is this the part where when I make a good argument, you're just gonna be like, well, I believed it anyway?
I said at the top of the show
Yeah, you
that
did
I
say that.
Yeah. Watch yourself.
You watch yourself.
You watch yourself.
Why don't you write down some more
don't you-
names?
The gliding
Just cut it off. You don't want that.
gliding is a little too pleasant.
Eventually, the couples and Deputy Millard Halstead made their way back to the sighting area where they heard strange noises, saw strange shadows, and an unexplained dust cloud. A hoof-like footprint was also found in the sand around the area. Linda Scarberry was treated for shock following the events and reportedly experienced some unnerving phone calls as well as visits by the Men in Black who would intimidate her.
I like those guys.
Yeah.
Our old pals.
Will Smith and Tommy Lee are back.
What are you doing
You
there?
hear that?
Yeah.
You made a cameo on this one.
Nothing to say about this one, huh?
It's weird. He only moves when he wants to.
The morning after the Mothman sighting, the Mason County Sheriff George Johnson held a press conference, and from there, the story started trending in local and national news. Eventually, the creature was dubbed Mothman by the press, inspired by the Batman series.
People actually thought he looked very much like Batman. I read a report where a guy said, there's Batman on my neighbor's roof. He flew up into the sky.
Do you have a utility belt?
I don't know if he had a utility belt, but I will say if I was a kid and I saw what I thought was Batman on my neighbor's roof, I wouldn't be scared. I would try and go get an autograph.
Yeah. You'd be like, Batman, you're my favorite superhero. And he'd go, never mind.
Looking out, this is actually pretty serene and beautiful in the daytime, but night falls almost upon us, and then that's when
the boys come out.
that's when the Mothman will come out, and then we'll have him.
Sightings of the Mothman began to pile up. Police estimated that over 1,000 people were looking for the Mothman each night until midnight. And tonight, history, as it so often does, will repeat itself as we attempt to find the creature ourselves.
You genuinely believe that there's a Mothman out here?
I'm not so sure I'm sold on the Mothman, and here we are. But I will say, we're in the area where the main sighting happened, where a lot of the sightings happened. If we're gonna find a Mothman, it's gonna be out here.
After the Scarberry/Mallard sightings, a Point Pleasant woman named Marcella Bennett, her 3-year-old daughter, her brother Raymond, and her brother's wife encountered the Mothman while visiting family friends. Marcella explained in an interview with researcher and author Andy Colvin, quote, "He was shaped like a male, the huge wings, the way he was standing, the head like a bird. I'll never forget the way he was standing. It was like he was just relaxing, like he was just waiting for that moment for me to walk up. The neck looked like it went down in, like a bird, way down in the neck. To me, it wasn't of this world," end quote. Like Linda Scarberry, Marcella suffered side effects after the incident, including anxiety, paranoia, and nightmares.
If I'm the Mothman, and I am not,
I don't think anyone was saying that.
I'm not going to make people feel paranoid and afraid. I'm going to make them think, yeah, love that Mothman. I'm going to walk out into the woods naked and serve myself up to the Mothman so he can have a little feast. Assuming the Mothman eats people.
I mean, I don't know if that's what his game is,
Oh.
but all I'm saying is that what you need to gather from this is that he has an effect on people's psyche.
This Mothman's a complicated character.
What does he sound like? What does he
He
sound
sounds like the blood bird. Flappy spookster.
That's, come on.
The winged wretch. Did I ever say that?
This just says fright terror.
You know, just call him a Batman. Why is that hard?
After encountering the Mothman, Marcella Bennett also said that she could often feel Mothman's unnerving presence and, like other witnesses, developed the ability to have premonitions and psychic visions.
This is vaguely what I remember about that stupid Richard Gere movie.
Forget about the Richard Gere movie for a second.
I will never.
And just think about this. The Mothman is apparently he affects people's psyche in a way where they start to wig out a bit.
Yeah.
Paranormal events follow this thing, so it makes you start to wonder what the hell this thing actually is. It may not just be a cryptid. It may be, I don't know, an alien.
Linda Scarberry, the witness from the first Mothman encounter, claimed to hear disembodied noises and see items moving by themselves, which she attributed to a poltergeist. Simultaneously, other strange phenomena occurred around the time of the sightings. Interrupted police dispatches, malfunctioning electrical appliances, doors mysteriously opening and shutting, an increase in UFO sightings, and malfunctioning cars with no apparent explanation.
Seems like they're just kind of lumping it all in though, right?
Or if he is like an interdimensional being, he would obviously bring with him maybe chaos.
If you're an interdimensional being, are you gonna make a scene like this?
If you could jump between dimensions, why not fuck around a little bit?
Oh, he can jump back and forth?
Yeah, kind of like a Cheshire cat.
Or Q from Star Trek.
Or Rick and Morty. If you could jump between dimensions, why wouldn't you have a little fun? It's not gonna have any effect on your dimension.
I'm coming around to this guy now. This guy kind of cracks me up.
He's in the cave somewhere, he has like a local antenna set up. He's just watching the news. Doors open and close in the neighborhood. UFO sightings. He's sitting there, he's loving it. He's loving it. He's throwing popcorn?
Yeah.
Holy shit, look at how red his face is. Oh my God. I thought I was gonna have to give you the Heimlich.
Okay.
So right now, I think we're about to come up on one of those hidden igloos. The ones that would hold explosives back in the day.
What kind of explosives did they hold in there?
TNT.
TNT?
Aren't you excited to go into one of these little bunkers? It's a World War II bunker.
It is pretty neat. How much action did Ohio see in World War II?
Oh my.
Okay, well.
Is it all good?
Definitely an echo.
Is it? Oh, it's very icy.
Yeah.
Hello? Oh, it's slippery. I could see losing your mind in here. What's this string right here?
I don't know, pull it.
No, I'm not gonna pull it. You pull it.
What if it's a trap?
Oh, it's like a Mothman. The Mothman sitting up there going, just rubbing his palms together, hoping that we pull his little string.
I was thinking like a grocery bag full of shit or something.
Oh, like he's Kevin McAllister from Home Alone?
Yeah. Here, hold something.
I'll hold your flashlight. I have the thermal in one hand. Pretty confident there's no heat signatures in here. Oh God, I'm actually scared.
It's just there's not. Nothing happening.
That's where we die. We explode.
Skipping forward to modern times, in 2016, a man who would not provide his name claimed to have taken a photo of Mothman in West Virginia. The photo shows a two-legged, winged creature flying over the trees. However, most do not believe this is Mothman.
I'm not terribly impressed. That could just as easily be like a hawk.
I don't think it's a hawk. I don't think it's an owl. I do think it's a hoax.
What year was it?
2016.
Shopped! I gotta hand it to you. These are some woods.
Yeah.
Look at this. You know what this is? This is a giant nest. I think we're in the moth nest.
Man, if we just saw a silhouette fly over our heads right now.
Oh, that'd be thrilling.
All right, I'm scanning the trees right now. I guess that's what you would do, right? It's that Mothman hospitality, huh?
I mean, has it responded to calls?
Yeah, well, we know what it sounds like. You would think, logic would say if you make the noise, maybe he'll be deceived. Let's go deeper into the woods.
Okay.
Strangely, an outbreak of sightings occurred in 2017 in Chicago. According to the Chicago Tribune, there were over 20 reports of a, quote, winged humanoid, end quote, between April 7th, 2017 and July 29th, 2017 alone. The Tribune reports that the sightings are almost always at night and near a body of water. For those who don't believe, some have offered alternative explanations for Mothman sightings. Some believe that Mothman witnesses had seen sandhill cranes, a species of bird that can have a wingspan of 10 feet. Though, a sandhill crane had never been officially spotted in West Virginia at the time, although some unofficial reports had been made.
I see those a lot.
Sandhill cranes?
There's a lot in Illinois.
Do they sound like a little mousy?
It sounds kind of like,
Maybe sandhill cranes were what the people in Chicago saw, but there's none of those in West Virginia, official.
sandhill cranes. Look them up. A fascinating bird. I'm gonna own one someday. A taxidermied one, and it will be in my room.
Some have pointed out that some birds' eyes, such as owls, appear red when hit with light from a flashlight or car at night. The McClintock Wildlife Management Area, which surrounds the TNT area, is a bird sanctuary that contains owls.
Owls aren't that big.
No.
I can see someone maybe mistaking an owl for something else or seeing an owl and being confused by it.
One thing I will point out, and I don't know if this is confirmed, but I've seen it in a couple sources, that Linda Scarberry, when she saw the Mothman, she did claim that the eyes were only red when she shined a light at it.
It would make sense.
Either way, she also did say this thing chased them in their car, so pretty sure it's not an owl.
We should bring a gun. It's not a joke.
You know what? This is a perfect time for us to cut back to us investigating.
Let's see where we are.
I thought I was getting carried up into the trees.
Did you really?
As predicted, this is fucking horrifying at nighttime. Mothman. I guess he wouldn't respond to that, would he? He doesn't even know his name is Mothman.
You know, I mean, I don't know how intelligent it is. If it can communicate things to people.
Oh yeah, maybe. All right, are you gonna do your little?
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
You go first. I'll go second. How about that?
Okay.
Yeah, I'll get you here. Hold on. Let's try it again.
That's record being played quickly.
I guess. Here we go.
You look like a nun.
Do I?
A little bit in this view, yeah. You
Is it in
really do.
focus?
Yeah. You look like a rave nun.
What the fuck?
Well, those are coyotes or dogs or a large pack of something.
Holy shit.
So it's just some coyotes.
Are you not fucking alarmed right now?
Are you scared?
Dude, what are you this goes beyond belief. That was a pack of whatever the fuck that was.
It was coyotes.
Is that our cue to leave? I think maybe. We've been out here for quite a bit.
Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna find anything tonight.
I don't want to be in the mouth of some coyote later. That's not how I want the picture wrap on Old Bergara to be.
All right, well, another good cryptid hunt. We're 0 for 2, but I think next time...
The odds were stacked against us on this one. There's no way to catch this thing. We're giving up.
You win this time, Mothman, but I'll be back.
Okay, you know what's funny though?
Yeah.
Is our Mothman call actually attracted the coyote, so it worked for something.
You think that was us?
I think the call, it proved it. It wasn't all for show. It had value.
Both of us are masters of the Mothman call.
Well, yeah, we should be on Animal Planet.
We should.
I'm just gonna pause here for a second.
Yeah.
Give it one last go, how about that? Last chance!
I think you've offended the Mothman.
In the end, nobody truly knows what the Mothman is, let alone if he actually exists. Some have suggested that Mothman could be of demonic or angelic origin. Others believe that Mothman could actually be an extraterrestrial, connecting Mothman with bright lights seen in the sky. Some even believe Mothman could be an ultra-terrestrial, a creature from another dimension. As for me, I'm not quite sure what I believe, but I do find the voluminous docket of sightings to be curious for something that is not real. Nonetheless, as our efforts have proved today, the existence of Mothman continues to elude us and will remain, for now, unsolved.
Here it is, in all its glory. Rolling Hills Asylum.
Looks about right.
I mean, yeah, this is par for the course, right?
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of evidence come out of this place, so.
You check this out on the boards?
I've been trolling the boards. Come on, man. Come on. This is a nightmare. This place is a nightmare. So this is the infirmary. Old hospital hall. There should be a plaque around here somewhere. Oh boy. Shane, I don't like this game you're playing right now. You know I have a thermal cam, right? I could see where you're hiding. Okay. Right now we're just kind of going stream of consciousness. I'm not sure where much of these rooms are. Oh, fuck me. There's some shit moving in there. Oh my God. Is there anybody here with us right now? Who's down here with us right now? We're a little lost. What's that?
It's windy.
Why is it that? Please turn your light on, Shane.
No.
Turn your light on. I need to see what's over there. This week on BuzzFeed Unsolved, we investigate Rolling Hills Asylum as part of our ongoing investigation into the question, are ghosts real? Just one quick glance at this place and you could kind of see where my mental state is gonna be in a bit here. Just another weekend for the boys, I guess. What is wrong with you? What is this? You are in a very weird mood right now.
You gotta understand, this is my season of sort of respecting ghosts.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Since this is our first investigation when it comes to ghosts this season, Shane has now said that he's going to respect the ghosts. I expect that to last 2 minutes.
I just, a lot of people give me feedback sometimes and they say you gotta be kinder to the ghosts. And for the record, I am usually very kind to them.
Oh, are you? Here's what's gonna happen. I'll give you a play-by-play of what's actually going to happen. We're gonna go into a room, we're gonna do an EVP investigation. It's gonna be silent for about 2 minutes. You're gonna get bored, you're gonna go, fuck it. Hey, come rip my head off. You're gonna say something like that, something really witty and stupid, right? That's how it's gonna happen. Guaranteed.
We'll see.
Having existed for nearly 2 centuries, the massive 53,000 square foot Rolling Hills Asylum officially opened on January 1st, 1827. Rolling Hills Asylum was originally called the Genesee County Poor Farm and was one of the many poorhouses scattered around the US. Poorhouses were government-run facilities to support and house the needy. In the beginning, Rolling Hills played home to orphans, families, mentally ill, elderly, physically disabled, criminals, and vagrants.
I just didn't know poorhouses were a real thing.
They were big across the U.S. There was these things called the poor laws, where this kind of sounds messed up, but basically the government would determine which people deserved financial aid, and for the people that didn't deserve or were deemed undeserving, they would be put in these poorhouses, and that was the long list of people.
A lot of downtrodden folks.
Yeah, sometimes they didn't really know what to do with people, so they just threw them in a building, you know?
It's better than a pit, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, Bill, I wasn't.
Better than a pit, shame a day 2018. Put that on a sweatshirt.
I was trying to be empathetic.
What pit were you imagining, by the way? You were imagining the pit that Lando Calrissian almost fell into in Star Wars?
You're talking Sarlacc pits.
The Sarlacc pits, yeah, I had teeth.
A roof over your head is better than being eaten by a large toothy monster.
A spirit often seen is the ghost of a former nurse named Emma. It's said that most spirits at Rolling Hills are helpful and often appear when you call out for help. Emma is often seen in her room, so perhaps this tactic will lure her into view.
So right now we're approaching Nurse Emma's room. This is, she's apparently German, so maybe you could exercise some of that 4 years of German you learned in high school.
I was in class for 4 years, but I really didn't learn very much.
That shows what kind of student you were.
Not very good.
It's
nice room.
It's very windy outside.
Yeah, just let's pause for a moment and listen to the wind because it's almost nightmarish. That's some horror movie.
Pretty windy. It's pretty windy in here. She was also known to be very dedicated to her job, so maybe if we call out for help, oh my, that is very windy. If we call out for help, she may come out.
Okay. There's.
I know.
Okay.
I know. It's. This is almost unbearably horrific. Nurse Emma, can you help me? I'm having trouble finding my room. We came all the way down here to see you, so if you have anything you'd like to say to us, please say so now.
Speak louder than the wind, if you can.
Let her speak.
Sorry, respect.
Someone just whisper?
I'm gonna sort of put a kibosh on whispers for this one because we have the wind.
I mean, I heard a whisper that sounded different than...
Yeah. Ich heiße Shane.
Is that all you know how to say? 4 years of German, you could only say my name is Shane. Could you ask her how long she's worked here in German?
No.
Why even bring up you know German if you don't
Here.
know German?
Here. Senf.
What does that mean?
Mustard.
So actually right next door to Emma's room, here's Steve's room. And this guy, not as friendly as Emma, said to be...
Bit of a curmudgeon.
Not a very nice man. Jesus. Hello, Steve. My name's Ryan, that's Shane.
Hi, Steve.
So Steve, I have a device here. This may help you speak to us. We're just gonna ask you some questions, and if you wanna talk to us, you could talk to us. All right. Let's go to 200. All right. We're back, baby. All right, Steve. Can you, I'm Ryan, that's Shane. Could you say our names back to us, Steve? You know me, I need multiple words.
Yeah, it takes a lot to scare you. Steve, anything to say to your boys here? We come here just willing to be open. You're an actor?
Sure sounds like is there a doctor to me.
I feel like maybe not.
Why is that?
It just sounds like you're an actor.
Well, you did just
You're
say
an actor.
it did sound like you said, "Is there an actor? Are you an
You
actor?"
understand? I'm humoring you.
In 1887, the Genesee County Board of Supervisors decided that people, quote, suffering with acute insanity, end quote, should be housed in another location within the state. The county home spanned 200 acres and had a self-sufficient farm where able-bodied people were required to work. Residents would also do upkeep chores for the asylum, such as cleaning and baking. Before closing in 1974, the asylum served as a nursing home. There are over 1,700 documented deaths within these walls, and the current owner, Sharon Coyle, suspects that there could be 3 times as many deaths because documentation by previous owners was spotty. Horrifically, a good portion of these people were buried in graves that still have yet to be located. According to Rolling Hills Asylum's website, quote, an actual cemetery register or plot map has yet to be discovered.
Is that bad?
Yeah, that's bad. You just put like Shane was here. You wouldn't want that? You know, a lot of cultures feel like there's a lot of life after death.
What, so if you die and someone doesn't put a little headstone on your grave, God comes down to earth, he's like, well, I was gonna take an angel up there, but I don't know where that...
No, that's not what I'm saying, you jackass.
know
What
why.
I'm saying is, I don't know why God sounds like that, by the way.
It sounds like Hank Hill.
Yeah. I'm saying that a lot of cultures, life is after death because then your family members come visit you and do, practices that keep you alive. Haven't you seen Coco? All right, so right now we're on the top floor. We're heading down to the infirmary on the 2nd floor. I'm using thermal right now, so I'm trying to pick up some heat signatures. Oh, I don't like the way this room feels at all.
It's fairly well insulated. It smells.
Is there anybody here with us right now? We're about to leave. We're going downstairs pretty quick here. I don't see anything on thermal.
What about in these little places?
There's a piano there. Would you like to play that? What? A little doll. It's very good, very good.
Hello.
Who is the screaming lady? I've heard interesting things about her.
Not quite sure. There's a theory, but we really don't know who she is. Some people think it might be Phoebe White, who was the first resident who ever moved in here when she was a little girl, when it was the poorhouse. And she lived about 56 years here. She's trying to communicate somehow, and she's so frustrated, she just screams.
Fucking horrifying. That is an artist rendition of the screaming lady.
Not a fan of this lady, are you?
I mean, it's what nightmares are made of. Look at it. So right now we're in the chapel.
Yep.
That right there, if you look up there, that's a static camera. It's a night vision camera, so if any of these things move, we'll see it, and it will trigger the motion alarm. I could show you what that sounds like. It's gonna be loud.
Ghoul alert.
If we go 1 floor up and we hear that, then we know we caught something on the static cam. That's just one other fail-safe. So if we hear the alarm and we see something move on the camera itself, we caught a ghoul, my friend.
Our audio recorder left in the chapel picked up these strange noises over time.
It could be 1,000 things.
I figured
before.
you'd think it's. I figured you'd think it's.
And
planned.
you tend to go, well, here's 1,000 things it could likely be. Put a big X over those, even though they're very logical. There's no way it could possibly be the building settling or a creek somewhere.
A creek that sounds like a moan. Hey, I think it may be those things, but I also think it may be the screaming lady who's known to make noises of pain throughout
What's
the
more
building.
likely?
I think they're equally likely.
Do you think they're equally likely?
Yeah.
Something that has never been proven
I think
or
ghosts.
observed.
I think ghosts have been proven and observed several times.
Next to the chapel is a recreation room full of folding chairs that are said to move on their own. Is this sound one of those chairs?
I mean, I'm gonna say that could very likely just be a door opening or a wind moving something. It's a very busy building. You remember how loud that building was that night? So many creaks.
That does not sound like just a little creak. Doesn't sound like a door opening. That sounds like
I
something
feel
being
like
dragged.
if you played 10 different sounds for someone and said, which one sounds like a little creak? They'd probably say, oh, that one. It sounds like a little creak.
No, I think if we put 10 sounds that were all creaks and said which one of these sounds like a chair moving, that would sound like that's a chair moving.
One of the most prominent figures in the asylum is the spirit of a man named Roy Krause. Roy is both prominent due to his frequent activity, but also because of his massive size, as Roy Krause was almost 7.5 feet tall.
Whoa!
It's pretty big. I don't have to do the low-hanging fruit joke here, so I'm not going to.
No,
but
you couldn't reach it if you tried.
That's good.
Fortunately, Roy is said to be a favorite apparition due to his friendly nature. This also includes the building owner, Sharon.
Just been here a couple of months, and I walked in the building with a handyman and trying to make a plan for the day. And I walk around the corner, and I thought there was a kitten on the floor. I'm like, how the hell did a kitten get in the building? And I realized, oh my God, no, it's a rat. It scurries off in front of me, and I'm like, I'm freaking out. Oh my God, there's a rat in the building. So we go upstairs, right above us actually, where the infirmary is. And sure enough, on the floor, there was blood in the shape of a rat. Like you could see the tail and the arms and the legs. And on the wall right behind it, there were footprints, huge giant footprints, like someone had kicked the hell out of the wall. And then there was like handprints with blood on it. Huh. And it's still up there, I can show it to you.
And so you think
I think Roy killed the rat.
Just to help?
Because I was freaking out about a rat.
Okay, so right now we're on the infirmary. Up here is where the rat story happened. You could actually see remnants of the handprint right here.
I mean, rats just die a lot.
And as you can see, you can see at one point that was a pretty big handprint. There's a little bit, I guess, of a mark of where the rat was found. I guess Roy's way of saying Roy was here. So right here, this is Roy's room. Oh boy. If you see the wall paper border around, that's actually 7.5 feet. And
That's
you're
a
part
tall guy.
Squatch.
That's a guy so tall that I'd be scared.
You could see what an actual bed that would be fit for you would feel like. That way you wouldn't have
This
to
is a
hang
bed
it.
for an 8 foot tall person?
Yeah. Oh, it's kind of wooden.
It's very wooden.
Look at all the room you have for those long limbs.
That's pretty good.
Actually, not much room.
Well, okay, no, there's plenty
There's
of room.
actually, that looks like it fits you just right.
No, there's a lot of room in here. You ever listen to the radio, Roy? Well, this is kind of like that, but it'll make you want to shove a pencil in your ear.
You know what it is, I think? It's not... I sure can't stay. But it's a girl voice.
Yeah, it sure was.
Just say our names back, or if you want, can you tell us your name if this isn't Roy actually in here? Cold winter. I agree. Roy, I heard you like listening to opera music. So I have some opera tracks with me, and I'll play them. And even if you're not in this room, we're gonna walk around the hall. So if you want to come walk around with us, maybe say hi to us, you could do so. But I'll play some music for you now because I know you'd like that. How about it, Roy? I enjoy it. Shall we?
Yeah.
No, we're not dancing. I meant like
Oh,
sleep.
no, I know.
Anybody want to come out?
It's Christmas time.
This is a male vocal opera song, so maybe you want to sing along. Let's walk down the terrifying red hallway. You hear, Roy? Anybody here that wants to show themselves, listen to the nice music? This is for everybody, not just for Roy.
Come on, Roy.
In the basement, there is a room referred to as the Christmas Room. During its time in operation, Rolling Hills was home to many children, and supposedly, there was a room where children would go to meet Santa during the holidays. To this day, this room still has Christmas decorations. It's said that toys will allegedly move by themselves in the Christmas Room.
So right now we are in the basement of the East Wing, and down here is the Christmas Room.
This looks like happy things. There's a little Santa. Whoa, look at that happy boy in the
What is it
window.
with Christmas decorations that looks so menacing when it's, when they're by themselves? Nutcrackers always creep me out too. We could set up our little test here to see if something will move. We actually have a little device with us here today. This dog is quite useful because it measures static energy around it, so I'll show you what I mean.
This looks very scientific.
Well, I'll put it on music mode. Okay, so basically what it does is it measures the static electricity, so when I get close to it, it turns on. That's basically all there is to it. So, what we're gonna do, since this is the Christmas room, this is where a lot of children played, we're gonna ask them to pet the dog.
Oh, that's fun.
All right, so if there's anybody in here, you wanna pet our dog?
Would you like to pet our pretty dog?
He's very nice, he doesn't bite. I'm gonna pet the dog. See? He likes it. He plays music for you. If that turns on, I'm gonna fucking lose my mind. It's pretty good, right?
That's pretty good.
It's for the kids.
You're right.
What do you think? What's your favorite holiday? If you're in here, I'm guessing you like Christmas, right? You like Santa Claus?
Oh, it's me. The man with the bag. Pet the dog.
Jesus Christ. We're here just to have fun. We're not here to hurt you. We can't have fun with you if you don't let us know you're here. So if you want to just move something in this room or show us which toy you want to play with. But our dog is really nice if you want to pet him. Yeah, better yet, maybe you don't want to pet the dog. I kind of like it. Maybe you could keep your hands off the dog.
Against the rules.
It'd be really uncool if you pet our dog.
I'll kill you if you touch my dog.
Okay, too far.
Don't pet the dog.
Let's back it down. Let's back it up a little bit. Well, we're going to leave our dog here, actually. So when we leave, if you just don't want to play with the dog because we're here, you could go ahead and touch the dog as soon as we leave. No problem.
Before leaving the room, we set up a static cam to watch the dog.
I think something was either poking it on the nose or it was petting it, and because ghosts maybe don't have, I don't know, as much, basically what the dog is, it has an energy field around it, like a static energy field around it. And if you break that field, it'll set the dog off. Maybe ghosts don't have enough to make it go crazy, but they have enough to make it, blip.
All of the Bugaras, all the believers, they're going to say, this is pretty compelling.
I think it is pretty compelling.
All the people who really believe in science will recognize pseudoscience and understand that there is zero correlation between this shitty thing that has nothing to do with this lack of... There's nothing there. You understand there's no connection. You're saying you're forcing this fake science into the world.
It's not fake science.
It is.
It's an energy field that we tested the device when we were there. It worked when we put our hand into it. It didn't work when we were away from it. We were sitting next to it for about 20 minutes. Nothing happened. We leave. It happens.
Perhaps the most active area is known as Shadow Hallway, a hallway leading toward the infirmary, where shadow people are often seen. In one room of the hallway is what Sharon believes is a portal or vortex in the asylum. The shadow people, quote, could look like you and I, solid. They can be light gray, medium gray, dark gray, or pitch black. They could be normal human-shaped or amorphous shapes. They come in and out of doorways, walk across the hall. Sometimes they'll poke an arm or a leg out. Sometimes they crawl on the floor, and that can be creepy, especially if you're sitting on the floor during an investigation and one is coming at you, because you can actually see the shadow moving toward you, end quote. To finish this off, we'll investigate this hallway individually and perform a spirit box session in the vortex.
This is Shadow Hallway. Be on the lookout for shadow people. As you look down into the blue light, you'll see it at the end of the hallway. Then you're gonna end in the vortex room. You don't like the spirit box, so you're not gonna do that, so I'm gonna do the spirit box. That's just simply how it is.
Thank you for allowing me to not do the spirit box. Here I go, embarking on my journey into the dark.
He's probably commenting on the decor, you know, making silly little jokes, having a blast. But my mind's gonna descend into darkness when I go up there.
Any dolls like to talk to me? Miss? Ma'am? What are you doing back there? You think I didn't see you? No.
This is for science. I'm about to shine my truth beams all down this hallway. If I see one of you, just know that I'll have footage of a ghost. So here I am, walking down Shadow Hallway. So we got some rooms. So, if you're here, Roy, what the fuck was that? Okay. Don't lose it, Ryan, don't lose it. Now I'm gonna go. Oh, Jesus.
He seemed brave walking up there, but he did have that sort of glassy look in his eyes that he gets.
I'm gonna just stand in one of these rooms and just bask in the silence, as Shane says. That's a huge bed. Holy fuck, okay. Anybody here right now? I'm giving you the floor. I think that was the wind, but it sure sounded like a voice. That's good for there. Oh, this is the vortex room. Going in. Oh, people report feeling uneasy in here. Some people can't even walk in here because it's just so thick. This is said to be a portal, and Shane said he asked Satan to come here, so that's fun. Thanks for that, fucking Shane. This is a spirit box. This will help me speak to you. I'm very scared right now, I'm sorry. Are you scared too? A little? Roy, are you here right now? No? Then who is it? No one. Huh. Okay, you want to play games? Sure.
That's your time.
Woohoo! Oh boy. Oh, thank you, fucking God. Get me the fuck out of here. I did it. I did it. I did it.
Hey, you lived. You didn't get eaten by a ghost.
Yeah, I did it.
You look rattled.
Yeah.
What happened in there?
Just, talking to things. Did you get anything out of it?
Nope, got nothing.
That's about par for the course. Well, goodbye to what's ever up there. Sayonara. The boys are out.
With its decades of history and numerous inhabitants, it's not far-fetched to think that some people remain. Did a spirit actually trigger our motion-detecting dog? Perhaps. But regardless, whether or not Rolling Hills Asylum is definitively haunted will remain unsolved.
There she is.
Another demon house.
Another demon house. I gotta say, it does look as imposing in person as it does online.
Are you gonna make it?
Well, we'll see. I have a pocket Bible with me this time.
Well, that's good.
I didn't bring any holy water.
Are you concerned maybe you've gotten a little soft?
Once you hear what this place is, you're gonna see why I'm so scared of this joint. But I'm gonna keep this with me. I'm gonna keep this Bible here, back pocket at all times. If I need it, I'll use it. You, since you don't believe, you probably don't even need this, but if you want to use it later, you can do so.
I don't need shit. There you go.
This week on BuzzFeed Unsolved, we investigate the Bellaire house in Bellaire, Ohio, as part of our ongoing investigation into the question, are ghosts real? As many viewers of this show know, I will only do one demonic investigation per season, so here's my sacrifice for this particular season.
You sound brave, but your wide eyes betray you.
It's the beginning of the night. I'm doing a good job of concealing how I truly feel right now. Also, for the first time since the Sally house, we will attempt to sleep in a demonic location.
A little demon slumber party.
I think this is a shot at redemption for me, and I'm not gonna wimp out. I'm gonna stay here all night. I'm gonna sleep where I have to sleep, and I'm gonna come out a big boy.
You're gonna grow.
I'm gonna be
He's gonna be a big boy.
I'm gonna be a big boy now.
Even if something horrifying happens.
Yeah, my hands are sweating.
Built in the early 1900s, supposedly by a coal miner named Jacob Hetherington, the Bellaire house, from the outside, looks like any ordinary home. Hetherington opened several mines over the years, and some claim that one of his coal mines sits under this house. Hetherington would pass away in 1904, and eventually, the house was said to have been passed to his granddaughter Lyde. In 1947, Lyde would die of a heart attack, reportedly in the living room of the Bellaire house. Her brother Edwin was apparently so distraught that he contacted mediums to try and reconnect with his dead sister. It's said that Edwin's attempts to connect may have opened portals within the home.
Right now we're in the seance room. I mean, this was the room we were telling the story in, so. Yeah. This is said to be the place where Edwin would reach out to his dead sister Lyde. And speaking of Lyde, she is said to have died right here of a heart attack.
Unfortunate.
Yes. So, I think we could sit down here and do a classic seance. We'll light a candle and we'll reach out like Edwin would have done back in the day. Is there anybody here with us right now? We're calling out to Edwin, or Edwin specifically, or any of the Hetherington family.
Is this all we do for a seance? Just light a candle, that's it?
I'm not sure how. I've conducted an official seance. I'm just doing essentially an EVP session with a candle on.
Yeah, I was gonna say. There's probably some sort of decorum, right?
Do you want me to look it up, the decorum? Decide on who you will be summoning. Let's go for Edwin. Right now we are trying to summon Edwin. And or Lyde.
Lyde. A happy place for her as she...
Okay, you don't...
We're directly over where she...
I know, but you don't need to bring that memory back up. Odds are maybe she doesn't know she's dead. Set the table. Place 3 candles or a number divisible by 3 in the center, and place an offering of food in the center as well.
1 is divisible by 3. Just you get a third.
So you get a fraction.
0.33333.
Sure, we'll call it that. We don't have any food, but...
I got some gum.
Oh yeah, put a little
Where'd my gum go?
Gather everyone around the table and hold hands to create a circle.
Well, I gotta put this down.
All right.
Does it have to be around? It doesn't have to be around the candle. No, I'm just mean.
Oh, like this? Oh,
yeah.
I see. Okay. Spirits of... Did you see
Oh,
it?
sorry. Spirits of the past, move among us. Be guided by the light of this world and visit upon us. If you are with...
No, that's not in quotes. That's out of the quote.
Rest of it. Cool.
Yeah, that's
Baller.
it. We gotta wait for a response now. Your hands are clammy.
Yours are clammy.
Okay, I think we could drop hands now. I'm just gonna make that.
Very sweaty.
Yours were sweaty. Edwin, Lyde. We're here in the house. We're friends. We're not here to hurt you. We just want to talk to you. So if you're here right now, feel free to say anything. Make your presence known. You could move something.
Am I off-putting to you guys? I don't often respect a lot of you.
Do you not like his vibe? I wouldn't blame you. Is anybody here with us right now? Could you blow this candle out? Okay, I think we're okay. I mean, I'm fine. We're downstairs. The more we move up, the more
That's true.
I'll get uneasy.
That was me. That was my breath.
Fucking Jesus Christ.
Edwin would pass away himself in 1962, and after that, ownership of the house passed from owner to owner. Families that lived there only did so momentarily after strange activity in the house prompted them to leave. Eventually, the home sat abandoned. During this time, neighbors would claim to see activity within the seemingly vacant home, such as people moving about, peering out of the home's windows. Other than the deaths in the house, nobody knows why this seemingly normal home is ripe with activity. Some point to the notion that the house allegedly sits on a ley line, which are unseen lines connecting important physical/spiritual markers for ancient cultures. Other people point to the fact that the land beneath the house sits adjacent to what the current owner claims are Native American burial caves. And finally, there's the possibility that past coal mine accidents contribute to the unrest. Either way, something is not right at the Bellaire house. Perhaps that's why it sat abandoned until Kristen Lee. After her previous home had been destroyed by flash floods, Kristen Lee understandably thought her luck had changed when she managed to buy the beautiful Bellaire home at a foreclosure sale for reportedly only $46,000. In 2005, Kristen Lee and her family moved into the Bellaire house, marveling at what was seemingly a steal. Soon after moving in, it became apparent why the house was abandoned. Lee would hear voices, things would disappear mysteriously, and she would hear footsteps in the attic. One night, while napping on the living room couch, Kristen claims she woke to a man standing in her living room. Terrified, Kristen watched as the man walked away and vanished before her eyes. Quote, "I was not sure if I was dreaming or had actually seen a ghost. I looked around the room and everything was in its place. However, the room was freezing cold. I saw my breath." End quote.
What was odd about him was I could see straight through him, and I could see through the foyer too, and he had a flat affect. There was no emotion, or there was nothing on his face. It was just very flat.
And to that point, had weird things been happening leading up to that, or was that the first encounter?
For me, it was the first encounter because we were homeless. We were affected by 2 flash floods. So in my mind, I thought, this is probably because we're working too hard, we're adjusting to the house. So I kind of just let it go off to the side in the back of my mind. And that's where we left it. But it was very unexplainable at that point in time. And then later on, down the line, years later, I finally understood that I wasn't just hired. We weren't just adjusting to the house, that it was a ghost. It was a full apparition of a man.
So this is the living room. This is where Kristen was asleep on the couch, where she encountered the gray man, the apparition in here that disappeared as he walked out. Did you hear that?
Sounded like a little baby doll.
Disappeared as he walked out. As he walked out.
You heard that, right?
Yeah,
Well,
I got fucking chills. What the fuck was that?
like a little. Right?
Is that you? Who was that? Could you do that again? I fucking hate this house already. Shut up.
Kind of like that?
Hetherington family, I'm Ryan, that's Shane. We're here in your house. We hear you're all very nice people. And we also hear that you have somebody in this house or something that may not be as nice. And maybe we could help you with that. So if you want to talk to us about it right now, if you want to say anything, just let us know. You could say something, you could move something. I heard it again. Is that you? Who is that?
I heard nothing. Did you hear something?
Footsteps up there. No, listen!
Footsteps up there.
Yeah, go ahead and explain it away.
At first, Kristen blamed stress and says of that time, quote, "I thought I was just tired and questioned my sanity. I never believed in the paranormal because I'm a trained forensic mental health professional, as well as a master level psychologist. I blamed psychology until there was no more psychological reasoning," end quote.
What do you think about, because she was skeptical at first, as most people would be, or some people would be. You would probably be skeptical at first. She blamed it on stress of the move. She didn't really believe what she was seeing. I mean, I feel like that checks your box of like the first thing you would do. That's admirable.
It does, yeah. That's good, I trust her.
But the thing is, like, once that happens and then another experience happens that you can't explain away, then you could see when you...
Starting to stack up.
And that's when it becomes like frustrating, because then it's like...
It's tough with these things because I don't necessarily believe in it, but, listening to her story, she tells it with such conviction. I don't not believe her. I don't not believe that she experienced these things.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I just don't believe the
Ghosts?
Yeah.
There's a part of your brain that you can't, there's a hurdle you can't jump over, that you literally cannot get over this one thing.
Yes, there is a moat that separates fact from fiction in my brain.
And you have your very heart set in what your definition of fact is. As do I.
Yeah,
See,
provable things.
Okay. Alrighty then. All right, moving.
I mean, that's...
Yeah, okay, I mean, I have my beliefs, you have your beliefs.
Yeah,
we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Hey, that's the show, right?
That's the show!
Yeah.
And though Kristen tried to ignore the signs, the encounters continued to escalate and get more violent in nature. The breaking point for Kristen was an incident involving her dog, Bella.
Where was the point when you decided this is what it is, it's actually a ghost, what I saw was actually what I saw?
Well, this part is very supernatural. This is something that I still can't explain today. And I was upstairs. We had moved around so many different times, bedroom to bedroom. We were in the back bedroom. It was just my dog, Bella, and I, and everybody had gone out that night. And I felt like paralysis, it really did. So of course I blamed psychology again. That's what I always blamed. And I couldn't move. And there was this dense, dark mass that was just floating toward me. And then it finally lifted Bella up because she was barking viciously again. She was on top of me. Her claws were going inside of my rib cage to where it actually hurt. And she was on top of me, and I actually felt her breath in my face. And she lifted up, it lifted her up, and it just slammed her up against the wall. And the... Yeah.
Sorry, I don't mean to...
Yeah, I'm punching
I'm
the
sort
face.
of... I'm not laughing at it. I'm
Right.
sort of... that's a crazy story.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Welcome to the Bellaire house.
Sorry, I laughed at you.
This is just what he does. This is where the infamous dog incident happened. So she was sleeping right here. She said her dog was next to her. Something came in the room. She felt paralyzed, similar to sleep paralysis. But then, dog levitates and right into that wall. It's this window right here. Seems where the ley line hits. So, we're conceivably standing on the portal. She said her dog was often unnerved by shit that is on this room. So.
A lot of scratches.
Big dog.
You know how fucking sick that is to throw a dog across a room like that?
Yeah, you gotta be a real piece of shit. I don't know what kind of door is in here, or what perhaps threw that dog that one night, but whatever it is it here right now? Is there anything passing by right now? Just follow our voice. We just want to talk. We're just two guys looking to make some conversation.
Just a couple of dreamers.
I'm gonna fire up the spirit box.
Okay.
Is there anything in this room with us? What was that? Is there anything in this room with us? What was that? Who's here with us right now? Who is in this house?
Is it one of the Hetheringtons?
Or is it something else? Is there anybody else? Anybody here that was here before this house was built?
Spaghetti? Tell us your name. Apple Tater?
Last chance. Who is in this house?
That just sounded like a wailing.
Waiting. Yeah, me too, bud.
Lee had to rent another apartment because she found the house unlivable and unsafe. However, Lee was still owner of the Bellaire house, and consequently, she made attempts to rent out the house. Unfortunately, her attempts were ultimately unsuccessful, as those who rented from her would move in and subsequently leave due to fear of the home. Lee claims she even reached the point where she offered to sell the house to the village for the sum of $1, which was refused. One article states that locals were wise to the unsafe nature of the home.
you're seeing where the frustration's starting to mount as all these measures are taken to be rid of this place.
Yeah.
And it just, for whatever reason, it's like latched on like a parasite.
It's a curse.
It's insane. I mean, I've read a lot of these stories. I haven't seen anything like this where someone is making so much concerted effort to get rid of something and they just can't seem to. It's like the worst version of a bad penny.
It's like the house itself is an entity.
What are you doing? What?
I don't know.
Why are you rubbing your hands together?
Right? It's like the house itself is sort of
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
an entity.
I'm just saying, regardless of whether or not you believe, it's easy to empathize with the situation, or sympathize, I should say. Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool, you reached an agreement there.
we did.
Good. Should we high five or something, or? Hell yeah. Didn't feel right.
That was wrong.
Yeah.
Not good.
This would lead to the revelation of turning the house into a destination for paranormal investigators, which would save the house and perhaps lead to the answer that all who are interested in the paranormal strive to answer. Are ghosts real? But as promised in the intro, we're not here just for ghosts. We're also here to confront something that may not be human at all, which leads us to Emily Davis. The name Lee gave to the house's child spirit, a small girl. Upon research, an Emily may have existed in connection with the house, but it's by no means definitive. However, based on our past experience in the Sally house, I learned that many times, demons or non-human entities will present themselves as something less formidable to trick those that encounter them. Sometimes, that can include appearing as a child. Emily is said to have made contact most often in the attic, and it's no surprise that the attic is where Lee feels the strongest sense of oppression.
We're gonna go up to the attic later. We're gonna see what's up there.
Great. All right. Let's find ourselves a Emily lady.
I hope not. Emily Lee. Jesus Christ.
Little pigtail demon. Are these demons? Are they big, like, hellish ghouls with just a little blonde wig on? Is that what we're talking about?
No, I think they could accurately make themselves manifest in a form of a little child.
Yeah.
Like, I've said this to you before, they're not gonna come out with the horns right away because no one's gonna be like, oh, I wanna be friends with that thing. But if you see a little girl throwing a ball to you, like, yeah, I'll play catch for a little bit.
It's just weird
you
that
know?
is it like a character creator in The Sims? Like they pick out a little pink frilly dress and they're like, I don't like that one. Maybe some overalls.
No, that's not. So, final phase.
The attic.
Yeah, I mean, it's the one I've been dreading the most.
Yeah, well,
One thing to note,
Yeah.
there was a lock on the outside of the door.
always very fun. I guess you do that in case a wily raccoon gets in there, right? You know what? At some point tonight, I'm gonna lock you in here.
Ah, you wouldn't dare.
I would.
Yeah, you probably would. Don't do it.
Ooh, this is a big attic.
It's said that you feel really oppressive energy up there.
However, Emily is not the sole resident of the attic. According to Kristen, a boy fell to his death from a window in the attic, but Kristen believes the boy may have been pushed. By who? Nobody can say for sure, but Kristen seems to suggest that the entity referring to itself as Emily may be responsible.
Apparently there was a survey named Gary who had a son that went right out this window, an event that almost repeated itself 3 times.
Yeah, how many people are going through windows in this house? I guess I'm just realizing now that seems to happen to many people.
I mean, it kind of tells you what kind of thing is up here, but it's not so much that it's dragging them from another part of the room. People who don't know the history of the house seem to just be drawn to this window, almost in a trance-like state. Also, I hear Emily likes to play piano.
If you're a demon, walk through that door. Walk through whatever portal you have to get into this room, because we are 2 willing individuals.
Don't include me in that.
Huh? Yeah.
No, you can walk in the room, just don't go inside me, you know? By the way, if we hear that go off while we're sleeping, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
Yeah, gonna poop your pants.
Brace yourself. Wow, that was a loud one. So if anyone wants to say anything, now is the time to do so. Who's up here? Emily, if you're here, say something.
Emily, is that you?
What the fuck? What did it sound like?
Emily!
If you're trying to make us go to sleep and feel safe so you can start fucking with us when we're asleep, pretty uncool. Turning it off. I can't believe after all you've done, you're not gonna show yourself right now. You're not gonna say anything. Not even show us you're here, just make a little knocking noise. One of these. We hear you walking around up here. All right, we'll be back. And I'm coming with my bed.
Gonna turn this into my rumpus room.
Unfortunately, we now enter the final phase of our investigation, sleeping in the house.
So, getting ready for the night. Shane's all mummified. We also have Emily's little piano. Let's try and get some sleep.
Yeah, it sounds like a good idea.
I am kind of hungry though.
I have some goldfish. You just brushed your teeth. It's pointless.
What if we ordered a pizza though? How's it going?
You got that?
I got this. Let's sign this right here. So it's, oh shit, what's that total?
Thank you so much.
Thank you, have a good one. That does look pretty good.
That
actually.
does look very good. Some chunky dough. Jesus, you're tearing through that.
It's good.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're gonna go to sleep now, so whatever's up here, hopefully you don't fuck with us. Do know that there is a camera right over there, so
So, sure, you're welcome
you're welcome to try.
fuck around with the boys, but please know this, once you do, the whole world's gonna know.
Alrighty. Oh, another overnight in the books.
Yeah!
Time to pack up. Get the fuck out of here.
Do you believe me now when I say that maybe we're both demon-proof?
We're not demon proof.
I think we might be.
I think we caught a demon in a slumber.
It's been a lovely stay in this quiet, uneventful house.
Well, demon,
Oh, he's getting cocky.
you thought you had me in your clutches,
Aha!
but not today, demon, not
Yeah,
today.
that's good.
I'm done with this place. Deuces, demon. I'm mobile.
The house is cleansed. Yeah, get that
That
word?
wasn't
Yeah,
as triumphant
not,
as I
not
like.
cool.
Take a last look at it. You're never gonna see it again.
After spending the night at the Bellaire house, our sense of what resides there is no clearer than before. But the house's history of scaring away residents, including Kristen Lee, is enough to approach the house with caution. Is there actually a demon infesting a home full of spirits? No one can say for certain. And for now, whether or not the Bellaire house is definitively haunted will remain unsolved.
So here we are, the road to Ohio State Reformatory.
Another prison for the boys. They're opening up the prison for us.
We're here to find some ghosts. And this looks like a place we'll find them. This week on BuzzFeed Unsolved, we investigate Ohio State Reformatory in Mansfield, Ohio as part of our ongoing investigation into the question, are ghosts real? This enormous prison was notorious for violence and poor conditions and is considered one of the most haunted places in the US. Right now we're sitting in a holding cell. This is where people would go before they were sent off to whatever block they were gonna go.
Very appropriate as we're about to dive into the belly of the beast.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Opening on September 15th, 1896, Ohio State Reformatory was constructed in Mansfield, Ohio, on top of the former site of a Union Army training ground in the Civil War. At current day, the main building of the reformatory has a gargantuan footprint of 250,000 square feet. In fact, the 6-story east cell block, containing 600 cells, is the largest freestanding steel cell block in the world. The architecture, conceived by architect Levi T. Schofield, is Gothic in nature, invoking the feeling of castles. Conditions inside of the prison, mixed with the design, would earn the reformatory the unaffectionate nickname of, quote, Dracula's Castle, end quote.
This is the administrative building. That's why everything is so nice. I mean,
Yeah, I was gonna say,
look at
it's
this.
beautiful tile work. Air Force One, they filmed Air Force One here? Air Force One, actually, now that I think of it, remember the reason they hijacked the plane is to release for the...
I'm gonna go ahead and cut you off right there because I don't give a shit. We're gonna move over here.
Okay.
Now, here's an appropriate movie reference. I haven't even seen Shawshank, but I know those steps.
Oh, so you can make movie references?
But that's because it's very visual. Look at it.
Well, there's no plaque here for that. There was a plaque for the Air Force One thing.
Because you don't need a plaque, because you're like, yeah, those are the stairs from Shawshank.
Unbelievable.
Whoa.
Yeah, they keep going.
Wow.
You're quite taken with these.
I mean, I get it. It's kind of this weird juxtaposition. Dracula's castle, perhaps, appropriate.
Not all that, yeah, not all that. Ooh, some nice exposed brick here.
Yeah, but it's tasteful.
Yeah.
The reformatory began with good intentions, as it was meant to be a place where first-time offenders and minor criminals would come to literally reform themselves. There was a school, a gym, industrial training areas to teach the inmates a trade, and regular chapel service. However, as funds diminished and the need for prison space escalated, the reformatory eventually became overcrowded, sometimes stuffing 4 inmates to a cell, and the facilities fell into disrepair. To make matters worse, the prison was no longer exclusive to minor offenders, and eventually became a maximum security prison, taking in hardened and violent criminals.
4 people in a cell, that's a lot.
I mean, you put any normal people in a room that's too small. Like if you're in a dorm in college, if you hate your roommate,
It's tough business.
listening to music too loud when I'm trying to study, cooking a top ramen in the microwave when I'm trying to sleep.
You got some axes to grind?
No. Fuck you, Roland.
Roland?
As the population increased and the conditions worsened, mistreatment from guards became commonplace. For instance, as early as July 15, 1898, a story ran in the New York Times stating 45 prisoners were hung by their thumbs after going on a strike because they no longer had access to tobacco. They were also given only 1 meal a day as punishment.
Hung by their thumbs.
That?
Why? Why would you do that?
They wouldn't shut up.
It doesn't sound like the worst possible thing to do
Oh,
to
it does
someone.
to me.
Won't they just pop right out of the sockets? Oh, I don't like that one bit.
If they hung me by my thumbs, I'd be pretty upset.
Well, it's not the worst thing you could do. They could give you a little, a paddle to the bottom or whatever.
You would rather be hung by your thumbs than take a little spanking?
It could be a big, big paddle.
Did you not get spanked when you were a kid?
No.
That makes a lot of sense, actually. What the fuck is all I have to say to that.
They didn't like the thumb talk.
Do you not like the thumb talk? Was it too much thumb talk? I thought we went about 2 minutes long on the thumb.
They don't like the thumb talk.
Holy fuck? Holy fuck, holy fuck. If you were one of the people that had the thumb thing happen to you, that sucks. What was it like?
What do you think you're gonna get right now?
I feel like we should go see what that is, to be honest.
So we're walking over to the source of the disturbance.
But there was 2.
It's not
No,
that.
It wasn't that. Hello? I'm gonna lose my mind. So it did that twice? Within the span of 10 seconds, but nothing
But we
else?
can confirm that it did sound like this, right?
Yeah.
That was the sound.
Do you think the wind's gonna do that twice?
Not moving.
Well, shit.
So hopefully we find some good stuff tonight. Okay.
This is gonna be a long night. All right. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?
Now there is a lot of wind moving through now, so that did happen.
Who is it?
That did
Shut
happen.
up! Who is it?
It did happen right as the wind picked up. You did notice that.
But now it came from over here.
Yeah. Hey, there it is. It's that.
What?
There's your.
Is it? Where is it?
There's a logical explanation for you.
Ah, okay, there it is. Huh. There we go. There you go.
But if we hadn't seen that,
If we hadn't seen that, then we would be fooled.
well, no, we wouldn't have been fooled. You would have been telling me for months.
The The conditions inside the reformatory eventually led to the prison being shut down permanently in 1990. During its time as a working prison, these walls played home to 154,000 inmates, some of whom never walked out. Whether it was violence or disease, at least 215 perished during their time at the reformatory, and at least one guard was killed by inmates.
So this is the east cell block. This is the bigger of the 2 blocks inside this whole joint.
I mean, this is like classic prison, I
Yes,
guess.
it is.
Can't go past this. What are you doing?
What do you mean?
You're going past the chain.
Well, we're gonna investigate it.
Oh, all right.
Good Lord. This is the largest standing steel cell block in the world.
Really something. That's a lot of metal.
It is a lot of metal.
A lot of men. I'm hearing a lot of little noises.
Yeah, I am too.
What do you suppose those are?
I don't know. I could certainly see how one would lose their mind in a situation like this.
Yeah, this looks pleasant.
Fuck this so hard, dude. This is fucking terrible.
It's the opportunity of a lifetime to be here. We are high up.
We are
I
at
don't know
the
if you
top
can
of the
see
world.
right now, but no, you can't see.
Well, I have the thermal up. We're gonna get some motion lights up here. We're gonna have a real party up here on this 6th floor.
Yep.
Let's party, baby.
There he goes.
Hello?
There he goes. All by himself.
I'm separating from the group.
It's the ideal time to kill him.
Yeah, I mean, if I were gonna die in camera, it would be a pretty noble thing. Future ghost hunters would be like, this is the spot where Ryan Bergara got murked. Oh my God, this keeps stretching.
I don't understand what's wrong with Ryan sometimes.
What was that?
I didn't say anything.
You sure you didn't say anything, Shane?
Now go back and set them off to make sure they work.
I got a better idea. Why don't you go fuck yourself?
Okay.
And I won't do that.
All right.
So if there's anything on this 6th tier, on the south side, just walk towards our voice.
If you turn on those lights, you'll go to heaven.
Okay, see, now that's taking it too far.
While some deaths were the results of violence from other inmates, other deaths were self-inflicted. It's said that one inmate named James Lockhart covered himself in turpentine stolen from the prison furniture shop and set himself on fire in his cell. James's spirit is considered one of the more violent within the prison.
16, 15, 14, 13. All right. Coming in, James. Okay. Oh, fuck.
It's tight squeeze. We can barely move around in here right now, just the two of us.
This is insane. Could
Yes,
you
this is
imagine
very tight.
living in
that's a
here
lot.
with 4?
That's crazy.
James, I get it. I just want to say that up front. If I had to be trapped in here, even if it was only for 15 years, too much.
So when did he was 22 when he set himself on fire?
Yeah.
He had been in here since he was 7?
What?
He was trapped in here for 15 years?
No, his sentence was 15 years.
I see.
It said that other people walked by, like the guards, walking in over here, seeing a man trapped in here on fire.
I mean, it was probably gruesome.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. I'm gonna turn something on that may help you talk to us. And it's...
Even to James, you're gonna do this.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this to James.
Sorry, James.
All right, James, I don't think I properly introduced myself before. I'm Ryan, that's Shane. Could you say any of our names back to us?
Thermopylae?
I don't know what the fuck that was.
Monopoly?
James, are you in here? It's classical music, huh? What?
Say that again.
This is your last chance. Use this energy that this is giving off to say something. Turning it off. Well, James, we're gonna leave your cell here, but before we leave, once again, sorry, what happened to you. Pretty awful.
May you know peace.
Another less graphic death that occurred in the prison happened in the warden's living quarters. On November 5th, 1950, Helen Glatke, the wife of the reformatory superintendent, was attempting to grab a jewelry box from a shelf in her closet when she accidentally knocked down a handgun. The handgun hit the floor and discharged, shooting Helen in the chest, resulting in Helen's death a couple days later. Visitors to the living quarters report smelling her prominent rose-scented perfume and catching glimpses of her walking into her pink bathroom.
All right, so this is the second floor. It's up here where Helen's living quarters were, as well as her two sons.
Seems like a fun place to grow up if you're a child.
You have a very different definition of fun. We hear you have a very lovely rose-scented perfume. We'd love to smell it. So if you
We'd
could,
love to smell it.
Why don't we close our eyes and smell?
Okay.
Heighten our sense of smell and see if we could smell any kind of perfume.
Yeah.
You too.
Yeah, I'm happy to.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe back up for me. I could feel your air intake. It's like a gross nasal jet. Nope. It smells like old wood.
Yeah, I was gonna say old wood rotting plaster.
Well, Helen, if you aren't here, or if you are here, we sure can't smell you, which is a weird sentence to say.
We can't smell you, Helen. Or if you're a little busy right now, we can always smell you later. Smell you later.
Oh, you're back? We're gonna do an investigation now.
Yeah.
Okay.
One room that is particularly active and mysterious in nature is a room on the 3rd floor of the administration building, referred to as the chair room. The room, which is one of the only rooms in the reformatory without windows, has a single chair sitting in the center of it. Paranormal investigators claim that when the chair is moved from the center of the room, the chair will return to the center of the room on its own. One investigator even claimed to be pushed and scratched by the entity in this room.
And as the name would suggest, I present to you the chair.
Yeah. This chair looks fucking stupid in the middle of the room.
I actually think it looks rather nice. I like what you've done with the place. It really sets the room right.
Well, we disagree, and I'm the guy who's gonna move it.
Hey, don't move the fucking chair. Come on, man. Hey! I tried to stop him. Seriously, that's just rude. You're gonna come into his room, or its room, whatever's in this room. I'm sorry. We're from California. Don't let this be representative of all Californians.
We're the Hollywood elite. I don't think you're strong enough to move it back. Whoever you are. Are you even human? Are you maybe a demon? Whoever's here, move that chair back. That's not the center of the room at all. Move it back. I'll stand right over here. You can throw it right at me if you want. Move that chair. Move it.
He's gonna take your chair, he's gonna take it outside, he's gonna spread his butt cheeks, and he's gonna lay a fat turd right all over the center of it.
I didn't. Sure, yep.
I'm painting a vivid image.
Very vivid. Yep, that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna take photos of it and put it on Instagram.
How about this? If whatever's in here moves this chair back to the center, we won't do anything to the chair, we'll leave it alone. Sound like a fair deal?
Yeah, sounds like a fair deal.
You see that? He said if you move it back, he won't mess with it. Look.
Tough season for the Bukaki.
No, wait a second.
Tough
You
one.
realize this happening would be incredible, right?
Yeah, it would be. It certainly would be unboring.
One thing that also happens in this room is people get scratched if they get a little too rambunctious.
Scratch me! That's what I'm here for. I'm here for the scratches. I keep forgetting.
Now, I don't really think you're actually giving it your all.
What do you want? Scratch me!
There we go. There he is.
Asshole!
He's back.
Go on! Scratch me up! Make me bleed!
Oh, the Shaniac is back, baby.
Scratch my heart!
Holy shit.
Scratch up my insides. Give me internal bleeding. Make me shit blood. How about that?
He's getting medical.
Latch yourself onto my soul, come back to Hollywood with me, and destroy the lives of all my friends and coworkers.
A little hard to follow, but I like where you're going.
Ryan's family has a little dog named Mickey.
good?
Real good. Well, you wanted me to give it my all. I'm throwing stuff on the table.
Insults, not personal information. You're giving him a dossier on my life.
You know, this was supposed to be the season of respecting ghosts, and every time I've tried to do that, you yell at me to disrespect them.
I'm telling you to be true to who you are.
I mean, that is certainly valid.
Okay,
Because I am living a lie otherwise.
Well,
Because
then be
we're
yourself.
talking to air.
The chapel is also an active area of the reformatory. There are rumors of the chapel being used as a place of executions prior to becoming a chapel, and ghosts are known to grab people who attempt to leave.
We're coming up.
This should be a good place, though, right?
This should be. Then again, you would also think that spirits that are hanging out in the chapel are kind of mocking things, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, but Jesus, is Jesus here?
I have no idea.
At this moment, our audio recorder picks up a voice saying, "I am not."
Is Jesus here?
I have no idea.
What? Well, clearly he is.
I guess.
Is Jesus being sneaky?
Yeah, because he says I. He's answering.
I'm not here. Shh, I'm not here.
It's either that or it's the devil. I don't know. I just.
But then Jesus is the devil? Is that
Well,
your
I'm
stance?
saying it's the devil pretending to be Jesus. He's playing like a little game.
But then he would say, I am here. It's me, Jesus.
That's true. I guess that doesn't really. You know what it is? I just am nerved. I'm unnerved by something answering a question about Jesus. That's a ghost hanging out in a chapel for some reason, which seems like a weird place for someone to spend if they're trapped for eternity.
I don't know. I chalk it up to the usuals.
I think it's pretty clear.
Chalk it up to the usuals. That's just gonna be a new go-to answer.
Okay, well, I think it's a pretty clear voice, and it answered your question in a little tricky way, but intelligently.
I am not.
Holy moly.
This is quite a room.
I mean, it is a chapel. I gotta say, for a prison chapel, I did not expect it to be this expansive. Oh, should we harmonize?
Wasn't bad.
All right, my name's Ryan, that's Shane.
And we're here to make a connection with you. We want you to feel comfortable and safe when you reach out to us. So please know that we are very non-judgmental. We don't care about what crimes you've committed.
This is a place of worship and forgiveness.
And we respect you.
It must be lonely. If you don't want us to leave, you should say something now.
Place sucks.
You could go home with him. He'll break you out of this joint.
Hop on me, I'll give you a little piggyback ride all the way home to sunny Los Angeles.
Last chance. What's your name? Is that muffled conversation?
It's very peculiar.
Where's it coming from? Oh, I see it. There's a bird right there.
Oh, there's a bunch up there. Hey, bros.
Now that is one big pile of shit.
Hey.
When it comes to guards with a penchant for doling out punishment, our last location is perhaps the darkest, a place referred to as the Hole. The Hole was the name given to the solitary confinement cell block of the prison. This block was reserved for those being punished. Legend has it that in the late 1930s, as punishment for a riot, 120 prisoners were forced to shove themselves into the 12 solitary confinement cells for a week without food. This incident reportedly resulted in madness and some deaths. Reportedly horrifying happenings occurred in the Hole, including an inmate hanging himself, a guard being killed by inmates, an inmate lighting himself on fire, one instance where 2 inmates entered the Hole together and only one walked out, with the other being discovered dead, his body stuffed under the bunk. In other words, this is a rather horrible place, and as with most horrible places, we'll investigate it individually.
We're gonna do that thing where I go first and you go second, and that'll be fun for you because you get to build up the anticipation and get very scared.
Yeah, really good.
While I just walk around and probably won't take it very seriously.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. If there's anyone here, my name's Shane, and I'd like to talk to you. I have a microphone in my pocket, and if you put your lips real close to it and whisper something, my friend will have proved that ghosts are real.
How did it come to this? I really do wonder sometimes, how did I end up in this spot? Walking through solitary confinement by myself in the middle of the night in a haunted prison. Is this what I wanted from life? I don't think it is.
Please try to say something intelligent and coherent. You know, say, I don't like the food here, or this is a bad time for me, or can you please stop talking? Something. I'm gonna give you the floor now. You know what? For the hell of it, I'm gonna turn out my light. Just gonna be pitch black here in a prison. Here we go.
You know, I didn't walk down West Cell Block.
Here's a nice thing. Somebody looks like they beat the shit out of this. Not sure what that is. Ooh, yowza. Now these appear to be the solitary rooms, I think, because they have those tiny little doors on them. I'm gonna jump into one of these, feel out the space. Ooh. Oh. I'm going to be quiet now. If you're a ghost, reach out to me, communicate. I welcome your thoughts. I respect you, because that's what I'm doing this season, or at least attempting to do. Here I go, I'm gonna be quiet now. Let her rip.
It's nice over here. I like it. If that's somebody up there, make that noise again on your cell. Haha. I fucking hate this place. I really do.
But it's got some charm. I'm not even kidding about that.
Time to face the music, huh? Let's send the Rye Guy to the hole.
Very scary, the things you said to me. I don't know if my friend Ryan is gonna respond quite so well.
You do know I hate you, right?
It's pretty spooky. I sat in one of the solitary cells and just really, I tried to put myself in their shoes, and I think I learned a little bit.
Wow. I hate this part of the episode, you know. I mean...
Ghosts, here he comes.
Jesus Christ, that was loud.
Here comes your boy, Ryan Bergara.
Okay.
Well, good luck. Off you go.
Okay, well, as Mr. Shane said, my name is Ryan. I'm very scared right now. So know that if you're scared, I promise you I'm more scared.
Ryan's out there doing his little thing.
Do know that if you show yourself, I have a camera. I will see you. And everybody will know you exist, and I win.
He seems to be handling them well this season. Proud of him. Growing up, you know?
If there's anybody up here with me and I just got the chills, oh shit.
He had to do it sometime. I don't know how he's gonna fare. He was a little rattled earlier in the night.
Well, I'm gonna sit on one of these, and they're disgusting. Okay, sitting in a solitary cell by myself. Good shit, right? Okay, let's fire up the spirit box. All right, my name's Ryan. Can you say Ryan back? You say Ryan?
No escape.
No escape, huh? What's the name of the jail we're at right now?
Psycho.
Psycho? Who is in this cell? Whose cell am I in? Can you say my name? My name is Ryan Bergara. What did you do? Why are you here? Good. Obviously you weren't good.
Crank March saw that.
What?
What does it say?
It sounds to me like it's saying we first board at dusk.
We first board at dusk.
Yeah, listen to it again.
So we were speaking to the ghouls and we said, please tell us an important message. And he got up to the mic and said, we first board at dusk.
It could be a metaphor. I don't know.
Why would ghosts be speaking in metaphors?
I don't know. Why would ghosts speak?
Oh. Checkmate.
All right, I'm gonna turn this off for the last part here. It is alarmingly silent now in here. What was that? Who was that? Reveal yourself. Could you make a noise? Could you bang on one of your cells? I'll come to you. Fuck. Ryan. Who is that? Do you hear the little whispers? Please.
Oops.
If you want to talk, God, I have such all the hair standing up in my body.
Time's up.
Thank fucking God. Too late. Won't get to know. Sayonara, motherfucker. The Rye guy is out.
What are you gonna say to them?
Nah, take a good look at this face. You ain't never gonna see it again. You had your chance. See that little dance? That's the last thing you're ever gonna see. Adios. Oh fuck, I forgot the spirit box. Shit.
Oh, go get it.
My hands are full.
Well, try your best.
I'm back. Ha ha ha. Isn't that funny how that happens? Fuck, where did I leave this shit? Oh boy, what have you done, Ryan? What have you done? Ah, I found you, motherfucker! Oh God, this is the best part when I just feel so much joy and happiness and I remember all that's good in the world.
This is you at your most loathsome.
Yeah.
After spending a night roaming the unsettling cell blocks of Ohio State Reformatory, I can see why many feel the prison is haunted. Even without the history, the visuals presented are enough to make the imagination run wild. But whether or not Ohio State Reformatory is definitively haunted will remain unsolved.
So right now we're gonna go retrieve the static cam from the chair room, and if this chair is not where I left it, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
What if the chairs are stacked like in Poltergeist?
That would be equally insane.
Oh, this is so weird. They're in the same spot.
In the same spot, how about that?
Very curious.
Very good.
Something about this seems a little fishy. That ghost is supposed to move that.
He was. And I can't say I'm not disappointed, because I am. I'm disappointed with whatever's in this room.
Tough season for the Bugaras.
It's a big ask, once again.
Tough season.
Tonight, something strange happened in the skies over Arizona that still hasn't been fully explained. An event now known as the Phoenix Lights.
It was extraordinary.
No one knows for sure what happened that night in the skies over Arizona in March, but thousands of people saw something.
This week on BuzzFeed Unsolved, we investigate the Phoenix Lights, a possible UFO sighting in Phoenix, Arizona. This case is regarded by many to be one of the bigger UFO cases of all time, mainly because of the amount of witnesses. You already look like you're stoked.
I love it. I love it. A lot of times it's like, oh, this person saw a lady get abducted by minions, but nobody had a camera.
Well, not today, friend. Not today, because, spoiler alert, let me just take a little peek in there. It's hot.
You didn't even look.
Ooh,
there you go.
There's so much heat in here. Let's get into it.
Okay.
Okay.
On March 13th, 1997, around 7 p.m., a string of about 5 lights in a V formation appeared in the sky above Phoenix, Arizona. The National UFO Reporting Center reported that the first call regarding the lights came in at 8:16 p.m. from a retired police officer in Paulden, Arizona, which is about 2 hours north of Phoenix. The retired police officer reported he saw, quote, a cluster of red-orange lights arranged in a V formation, end quote. The National UFO Reporting Center reportedly began to get a flood of calls from south of Paulden, suggesting the lights were moving in a southeastern direction. Allegedly, there were over 700 witnesses, including pilots, police officers, and military officials that were lighting up the National UFO Reporting Center's switchboards, looking for an explanation. Some described the lights as orbs, others said triangles. A large amount of witnesses described the lights as part of a singular massive craft, a craft that made no noise.
So some people saw a craft. I got an air bubble in my throat right now. You hear that? You ever get that? This is scary. I don't sound like myself.
Oh, you sound...
I sound like an alien.
You sound alien.
I'm like a pod person. Okay. Yeah, you know, that's that thing. You look in the darkness long enough, you're gonna see something.
Yeah, 700 people are gonna all hallucinate at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, some of them did, some of them didn't. I mean, it's not hallucinating. I'm saying some of the people looked up and said,
Misidentified.
oh, I see something. I'm staring at the darkness. Are those all connected? Well, what's my mind doing?
Here's a crazy
in March?
thought. No, I may be going off the deep end here, but if 700 people say they saw something, what if they actually saw something?
No doubt they saw something. But what is that thing?
What?
That's the question.
One man named Terry Proctor captured one of the only videos of this event. The grainy, low-quality video, which we can't show you due to copyright, seemingly displays 5 lights in a V-like pattern in the sky. Around 10 p.m., a second set of as many as 9 lights appeared in the sky, seemingly hovering in the same spot. Whether these lights are related to, or are in fact the same lights from the 7 p.m. sighting is unclear. However, it's this set of lights that comprises most of eyewitness testimony, as it was later in the night after the buzz of the first sighting had people on alert.
It seems not the usual MO for aliens, right? To sort of do a little appetizer.
This is a weird case because there's a possibility that one was legit and one actually was something normal but was misidentified. So it confuses things.
Curious.
Or they were the same thing. I think either is just as likely. I think it's possible that aliens knew they were going to be seen or didn't know they were going to be seen. One of them fucked up, was asleep at the wheel, forgot to turn on the cloaking device or some crazy shit like that.
It's just a button.
And now he's fired and he's looking for work. His wife divorced him. His little alien kids don't have income to live off of. It's a really bad situation for that alien father.
I don't think aliens have money.
A laser printer technician named Dana Valentine witnessed the craft from his yard in Phoenix. Quote, we could see the outline of a mass behind the lights, but you couldn't actually see the mass. It was more like a gray distortion of the night sky, wavy. I don't know exactly what it was, but I know it's not a technology the public has heard of before, end quote. Tim Lee, a management consultant, described the event saying, quote, it was astonishing and a little frightening. It was so big and so strange. You couldn't actually see the object. All you could see was the outline, as though something was blotting out the stars. The lights looked like gas. There was a distortion on the surface. Also, the light didn't spill out or shine. I've never seen a light like that, end quote. According to a USA Today article from the time, air traffic controllers could not see the lights on radar, despite seeing them with their own eyes in the sky.
That's pretty significant.
Yeah.
If they were planes, you would see them on the radar.
Yeah.
So it's not a plane.
Unless it was stealth.
We'll get into that later.
Okay.
Based off of reports, it appears that the mysterious spacecraft was enormous, made no sound, moved slowly, and on occasion would hover over an area. Phoenix physician Dr. Lynn Katay was a witness of these lights and states, quote, "It was a mile-wide formation of these orbs, and I caught them head-on turning into a V," end quote. Witness Sue Watson described the craft as, quote, "a shopping mall flying over my home. It had these lights in front, and then it was totally illuminated underneath, like a yellowish amber. It was a totally rounded boomerang shape," end quote. Videos of this second event showed the string of 9 lights hovering in the sky. The lights illuminate off and on, randomly, over the course of a couple minutes, while floating in what could be described as a loose V-like formation. Other videos captured the events of March 13th, 1997, and according to a USA Today article, quote, "computer analysis of the tapes puts the object at 6,000 feet long, or more than a mile," end quote.
With these things, I tend to put it first on spooky military activity, more so than extraterrestrials. It just seems like a big gamble for extraterrestrials to just, I mean, if they're coming down at night in the first place, clearly, and they're trying to cloak themselves, well, great. Maybe hang outside, a few miles outside of town.
I mean, really, it's not that much of a gamble. What's the gamble? They're clearly more advanced than us. What's going to happen? Okay, we see them. We did see them. We're not going to attack them.
So pop on by around the afternoon.
Because maybe
let's get some peepers on that ship.
Maybe they saw us and they were like, not interested. Swipe right or left or whatever the fuck Twitter is. Well, not Twitter, Tinder. It just sounded like an 80-year-old man right there.
Well, whatever, Twinder.
Whatever Twinder is.
Twinder.
Yeah. I think maybe they came to check out resources. They didn't like what they saw, so they just left.
While there are people who say the lights were part of one giant craft, there are others who believe the lights themselves were the crafts. A truck driver named Bill Griner's recollection of the event seems to suggest the latter. Griner said that his truck route took him within a mile of Luke Air Force Base. He states that he witnessed 2 orbs, one of which was floating over the Air Force Base. At that moment, 3 F-16s took off, after which the orb pursued one, but then shot up into the sky and disappeared. Quote, "Before this, if anybody had told me they saw a UFO, I would have said, yeah, and I believe in the Tooth Fairy. Now I've got a whole new view. I may be just a dumb truck driver, but I've seen something that don't belong here. I wish the government would just admit it. You know what it's like in this city right now? It's like having 50,000 people in a stadium watch a football game, and then having someone tell us we weren't there," end quote.
Love this guy.
Yeah, I love it. He's like, he realizes that the first thing a skeptic is going to say is, oh, it's a fucking truck driver. So
Yeah.
check that box.
Yeah. I was going to say, oh, that's a fucking truck driver. He got me dead to rights.
And then he gave a solid analogy of people watching a sporting event and then having people go, hey, you didn't watch that.
And he also gave the, I was a skeptic until I saw this defense, which is great.
It was a
yeah, and I believe in the Tooth Fairy. Go fuck yourself.
It was a 3-pronged attack.
That's pretty good.
This guy is, he's a savant when it comes to rhetoric.
Yeah.
On May 6th, during a council meeting, City Councilwoman Frances Barwood asked City Manager Frank Fairbanks if there was going to be an investigation. Quote, "I asked if anybody knew what this object was, and could we check into it. I was met by a whole bunch of stares," end quote. She claims that following the meeting, a city manager approached her and said, quote, "You shouldn't have asked that question," end quote. Then, the Arizona Republic published a cartoon of City Councilwoman Barwood with a light switch on her forehead and a button on her jacket saying, quote, "I love UFOs," end quote. Barwood continues, "The mayor's office put signs on my picture in the hallway, and I found out afterwards they handed out business cards with my name on it that said, 'Speak into the tinfoil, I will hear you,' end quote." Despite being ridiculed, Barwood began receiving phone calls from other witnesses, all describing the same thing. Nonetheless, For a while, the case went unacknowledged until a USA Today article released 3 months later on June 18, 1997, described the event, effectively bringing the story into the national spotlight. From the article, quote, "On March 13th, hundreds of people reported an enormous object or objects in the night sky. It's the most confounding UFO report in 50 years. So far, there is no explanation, but the government is not investigating. Local and federal agencies disagree over who should purse the report," end quote.
Yeah, I guess it didn't. So there's been almost no coverage of it up until here.
And this is 3 months after the sighting.
Because this is before YouTube or.
Yeah, no one's on Twitter going, holy shit.
Yeah.
Because for example, remember, what was it, like a couple months ago when the SpaceX launch happened?
Yeah.
And it looked like the sky was breaking?
Mm-hmm.
If that happened in 1997 and we didn't have Twitter,
everyone would think it was an alien.
Everyone would think it's an alien. They would lose their mind.
Yeah.
Of course, the government was, to their credit, able to give an explanation. They even announced that it was going to happen. They said this shit's good. It wasn't a covert operation. So in that case, I don't know if it's too similar, but the internet is a tool of knowledge, I suppose.
In some ways.
Yeah. Or it could be a means of destruction in the end of us.
Yeah. We just hang in there, everybody.
With the country hungry for answers, then Governor Five Symington held a press conference where he claimed he knew who was responsible and brought out the accused.
And now I'll ask Officer Stein and his colleagues to escort the accused into the room so that we may all look upon the guilty party. Don't get him too close to me, please.
And it's here that this story gets interesting, because despite making a joke of the event, Governor Symington would later publicly admit that he too had seen the craft. Quote, "I saw a huge craft come right over Squaw Peak. It was just breathtaking. As a pilot and a former Air Force officer, I can definitively say that this craft did not resemble any man-made object that I'd ever seen. It was certainly not high-altitude flares, because I've never seen flares fly in formation. Unquestionably, it was a UFO," end quote. Another interesting fact from Governor Symington was the fact that his office did inquire about the object, but they never received an answer. And if a governor can't receive an explanation from the powers that be, what could they be hiding?
There's probably a lot of things they don't tell governors.
Sure, but not when the governor in question has a state full of people that are pressing him for answers. You would think that they would be like, hey, I know a lot of people are on you right now. You're under a lot of heat. This is what you do. But instead they ostracize him. They keep him on the outside to think, oh, I wonder what he's going to do. Maybe he'll run his mouth.
I would be more concerned if he did know something.
I'm just saying that if they had talked to him, he wouldn't have said anything ever, I think. Because he would have had the fear of God.
But then he's still like a loose cannon.
Not necessarily.
They can't know for sure that if they tell him something, he could go nuts. They don't know.
Yeah, you can, because it's your job. I'm just saying, by keeping someone in the dark, you're giving them the liberty to say whatever they really want.
With no basis for it, though.
I mean,
so if anyone hears it, they're not going to...
It has a little bit of basis. He's a governor saying something, so that already inherently has a little bit of basis.
But he doesn't know more than anyone else in town.
I know.
Is the thing.
But it just makes it look more suspicious.
I don't think it does.
I think it does.
Well, agree to disagree here.
All right.
With that, let's get into the theories, of which there are only two. The first theory is the official explanation from the Air Force that the lights witnessed in the sky were merely flares dropped in a training exercise from high altitude that night. The military states that the flares were dropped over the Barry M. Goldwater Range near Gila Bend, Arizona. Though, it's worth noting that Tucson's Davis-Monthan Air Force Base, the base that allegedly carried out the training exercise, originally stated that it had no planes in the air at the time. Former F-16 pilot Ty Groh believes that the lights may well have been military flares. He says that flares go where the wind takes them. A breeze may have been able to carry all of them at an equal distance. In June of that year, a local news anchor taped another flare drop by the military, and skeptics suggest it bared a striking resemblance to the Phoenix Lights. One important detail is what time the military reportedly dropped flares on the night of the Phoenix Lights. The flare drop apparently occurred around 10 p.m., aka the same time sightings of the second set of lights were reported. But while that possibly explains those lights, that still offers no explanation for the first set of lights that were seen nearly 3 hours earlier. One man, named Mitch Stanley, claims that during the time of the first sighting, he happened to be using a high-powered telescope capable of seeing 1,500 times more light than the human eye. When he looked at the first set of lights, he claims they were planes. While compelling, this story seems odd when you consider the fact that no planes were reported in the air during the time of the first sighting. And since it wasn't just one light, but rather 5 lights, it seems odd that there would be 5 unaccounted for planes flying in tight formation.
My gut tells me it's just some shady military activity. Could have been flares, could have been stealths. You know, who knows?
They've only given one explanation for the second set of lights, and even that explanation to me is shit, I would say. I think it's a shit
This one's shit.
I just think that the flares, even if you do buy the flares, sure, the first set of lights still unexplained, except for one dude with a telescope who's competing against 700 witnesses. And why the fuck is this guy with a telescope? He just happens to be using a telescope at the exact time of one of like the craziest events of all time.
You gotta be honest, telescope people are weird.
Yeah, I know. Because he's actually
we don't want to be one of those.
He's a favorite among skeptics. They're like, see, this guy was using a high-powered telescope with his mama, which he was. He was in the back.
No, I don't doubt that that him and his mama were out with their telescope. I'm just saying telescope people, I mean, how much are they spending on these telescopes? They're gonna be out there every single night with a margarita, being like, well, let's see what I find. Oh,
yeah, that's true.
Empty sky again. Whoa, wow, what a night. Well, that's been 8 hours. Guess I'll go to sleep because the sun's coming up. They're basically vampires.
Then he says to his mom, good scoping. She goes, good scoping, son, and then they go back to bed.
When are you gonna move out?
Which brings us to our next theory, that the lights were not flares, but actual UFOs, and perhaps proof of extraterrestrial life. On the 3rd year anniversary of the lights, another flare demonstration was performed to attempt to mimic the lights, this time by the National Guard, but people remained unconvinced that this was what they witnessed 3 years earlier. The flares, quote, flickered and moved erratically, end quote, and not in the bizarre grouped fashion of the Phoenix lights. Jim Delatosa, a special effects expert, analyzed videos of the lights and said, quote, I have no idea what they were, end quote. Him and his team detail the orbs as, quote, a perfectly uniform light with no variation from one edge to the other and no glow. They have ruled out lasers, flares, holograms, and aircraft lights as sources, end quote. To gain further insight on this case, we sat down with ancient aliens expert Giorgio A. Tsoukalos.
What do you think the plausibility of this event actually happening is?
Well, we know it happened. So,
well, we do know what happened, Ryan. I agree. We don't know what it was exactly.
What it was, yes, correct. And what I think is fascinating is that something similar happened 7 years earlier in Belgium, which was also seen by thousands upon thousands of people, same triangular formation, and then also the individual lights. So I think it's fascinating.
Have you seen anything that could maybe be an early version of what we saw in the Phoenix lights?
Sure. What's interesting is that Alexander the Great, and also in some accounts of ancient Constantinople, there are references of giant flying shields. Giant shields that are glowing in the sky and just crossed, over the lands. So when you have these accounts of ancient flying shields up in the sky that are witnessed by armies, you have to wonder, well, were they all drunk? were they all smoking? Or did they actually see something?
Even if the lights were misidentified flares or planes, this still doesn't explain numerous witnesses describing a massive craft that the lights were attached to. Piggybacking off that, on March 14th, 1997, the morning after the Phoenix lights, an airman from Luke Air Force Base detailed a disturbing story from the day prior. He claimed that the base got a call from Prescott Valley Airport, quote, reporting an object that had a near miss with a small Cessna, end quote. He claimed this call came at, quote, approximately 8:32 p.m. that they encountered something over Phoenix, Arizona, end quote. As a result, the airman claims that Luke Air Force Base sent 2 F-15s to investigate. Upon their return to base, here's how the airmen described the pilot of one of the F-15s. Quote, "The command pilot of this particular flight, I've never seen this man scared, and he was scared to death. He's not sure what it was. His statement was that they followed this aircraft. It went on a straight line course. He saw 5 distinct lights in a triangular pattern."
How often would this happen where the military has stealth planes out that they don't tell Air Force bases about?
It's possible.
That seems wildly counterproductive to me. You don't want to be sending out a bunch of planes to investigate things when you could easily be like, oh yeah, that's one of ours.
Yeah, I just feel like the military, it's hard to pin down. Hard to pin down what they might do.
I think I just made a good point.
I mean, certainly a good point for you.
After this revelation, the airmen claimed the Air Force Base, quote, had a complete lockdown. All hell broke loose basically, and the facility was closed, end quote. Noteworthy is that this encounter occurred around 8:30 p.m. at the time of the first sighting, about an hour and a half before the military claims they dropped flares. In response, the Air Force has denied this encounter ever took place.
Classic.
I love that, yeah.
Classic. Do you think they just have a dartboard that they throw whether or not they're gonna deny?
Just spin a wheel.
Which we tell them this time.
Yeah.
I think it would be a fun job to be the person who makes up fake stories that the military leaks.
Spin doctor.
Oh, a spin doctor.
Yeah.
And then he spins his wheel.
Oh, he spins
that
a
has
wheel. It's all
topics
very
on
literal.
it. And it has topics on it.
We're going with flares, unfortunately.
And everyone in like the office who had flares in their pool is like, yeah!
And they choke Alf a little bit more.
It makes sense that the Air Force would deny this story, since denying interest in UFOs is something that the government has already done. In December 2017, it was found that the nation's Defense Department had used $22 million of their annual $600 billion budget for an advanced aerospace threat identification program. Defense Department officials admitted that for years, the program had been investigating unidentified flying objects. Here's a quote from a New York Times article on a 60-minute documentary on this topic, detailing documents provided in the documentary. Quote, "Documents that describe sightings of aircraft that seem to move at very high velocities with no visible signs of propulsion, or that hovered with no apparent means of lift," end quote.
Why do you think the government approaches the topic of UFOs with such trepidation? Why do you think they're so against it?
That's a great question because, as we now know, ever since the 50s and the 60s, open-minded people like the three of us and our great audience, we've always been laughed at and, those are the kooks, those are the crazies.
Yeah.
And then there's reports coming out, well, we've been studying this, files and files with hundreds of thousands of documents worldwide, not just by the US government, but by governments from Brazil, England, all over the place, that ultimately this stuff has been investigated. And the fact that the Pentagon in December of 2017 released a statement saying, hey, we're investigating UFOs, that to me indicates that we've passed, or we are experiencing a paradigm shift, which is great.
In the end, neither skeptics nor believers can concretely prove what happened that night. Despite hundreds of witnesses across an entire state, the world seems content to leave what transpired that night as a mystery. Perhaps one day we'll have an answer, but for now, the case remains unsolved.
And this building has had many different hats throughout history.
All right, well, let's try them on.
I'll say this, the exterior looks quite nice.
Yeah, it does. They've really done quite well for themselves.
Let's see why this place has the reputation it does. This week on BuzzFeed Unsolved, we investigate Moon River Brewing Company in Savannah, Georgia, as part of our ongoing investigation into the question, are ghosts real? This building has plenty of rich and perhaps violent history.
Rich and violent, that's a package right there.
Yeah, it's all been leading up to this moment for when the boys come in. A mustachioed Shane, And Ryan.
Feels good here in Savannah.
Sorry to everyone who has to look at that this episode. Just know I don't like it either.
It's a mustache town, Savannah.
All right, well, let's get into it.
Moon River Brewing Company is said to be one of the most haunted institutions in Savannah. One of the bar's owners, Gene Biko, said, quote, "I have seen and experienced things that I don't understand and I can't explain," end quote. Though, the brewing company's other owner and brewmaster, John Pinkerton, has said, quote, "I personally cannot claim any experiences that I call paranormal. What I often point out is that the scariest things on this planet are living people. I don't worry about the spirits of dead people. I worry about living people, and in particular, drunk living people," end quote. Regardless of which owner is right, there is plenty of history in this building that could contribute to a haunting.
So Pinkerton, he thinks this is all baloney.
Yeah, and then the other guy, he's like me. If we opened a bar, I'd be like, I saw bottles moving off the shelf, and that, and you'd be like, it's all baloney.
Yeah.
So
he's full of shit.
I love that he's scared of just drunk living people too.
Yeah.
He turned it into a commentary on how it sucks to own a bar.
He did, yeah, I did like that it came around to that. I thought he was gonna say, I spend my time worrying about, fraud and serial killers, but no, just his unruly patrons.
You get some of the devil's juice in someone,
You never
things
know.
happen.
Yeah, their darkness comes out.
Yeah. We don't know anything about that. Or maybe we do. Jesus Christ. Is this why you did the mustache? Did you do something last night? What?
Oh, you think this is a disguise?
This is like...
Surely no one will recognize me with my thick, full mustache.
The building in which the Moon River Brewing Company is housed was originally built as a hotel, known as the City Hotel. It is said to be the city's oldest surviving hotel/inn. Built by Eleazar and Jane Early, construction on the hotel began in 1819. Opening eventually in 1821. The hotel was known as a luxury establishment, but violence was not uncommon among the hotel bar patrons, especially as it was often frequented by hot-headed politicians and businessmen. In 1832, one troubling incident of violence occurred with a belligerent lobby bar patron named James Stark. Stark was bad-mouthing the local doctor, Philip Minnies. The feud between the two had been said to be ongoing, and reports suggest Stark's verbal attack on Minnies included anti-Semitic barbs, as Minnies was Jewish. Stark also accused the doctor of being a coward, which reportedly set the doctor over the edge. Stark allegedly reached into his pocket, and Minnies reacted by drawing his gun and killing Stark first. Minnies was charged with, quote, justifiable homicide, end quote, as it was a, quote, affair of honor, end quote. Stark was reportedly seen as a town troublemaker, and some have posited that Minnies got off so easy because of Stark's unpopularity with the locals. Much of the ghost activity, including people being pushed inside the brewery, has since been attributed to Stark's vengeful ghost.
This is where we're gonna find Mr. James Stark.
The a-hole.
The a-hole, correct. He was shot right around this area, right here.
Oh, right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this looks like a good place for a duel.
He was an anti-Semite, so like I said, this guy was kind of a dildo. I think we should reach out to him right about here.
Okay.
This is where we'll find him. All right. Well, Mr. Stark, we've traveled a long way
to see you.
To see you.
Well, I didn't come here just for him.
We didn't come here just for you. Don't flatter yourself. But my name's Ryan.
My name's Shane. And we're the Ghoul Boys.
Yeah, we're the Ghoul Boys. And we hear that you were kind of a dick.
That's a very light way of putting it.
Yeah. And then...
You didn't get along with your doctor?
And then...
He's just trying to look out for you. Their job is to make sure you live, and your doctor killed you.
Yeah.
What kind of asshole do you have to be? You know, that violates the Hippocratic Oath.
It does. I haven't read the oath myself, but I'm pretty sure shooting somebody is against the oath.
I don't think they even put it in there. They don't say, hey, by the way, don't shoot your patient.
Anyways, James, now that we've really gone in on you, I hear that a woman was pushed down this set of stairs. It's not conclusive that it was you.
Stairs are tricky.
Well, so why don't you go ahead and push us?
Push me, I'm right here. I'm very top heavy. So you just give it a slight push.
How about it, James? You got anything to say? James Stark, that's who we're reaching out to right now. Are you here? I'm gonna give you some silence to show us that you're here and that you want to talk. You could say something, you could move something. How about it, James? All right, James. Since you don't want to talk to us right now, I'm gonna bring out something that's really gonna piss you off.
You're gonna hate it. This is the one time that I'm glad we're using this. Because guess what, James? This sucks. This thing's fucking stupid, James. If you thought getting shot was bad, wait till you hear our spirit box.
Ah! All right. James, or any spirits who haunt this floor, who's up here with us?
Oh, I thought it said James.
My name's Ryan, that's Shane. Can you say our names back to us if you want to talk? Right now we're reaching out to James Stark specifically. Mr. Stark, do you have anything you want to say to us? Use this device to talk to us.
Never.
Why not? We're not here to hurt you. We just want to talk.
Blue diamond.
Go. What's the name of this building? Gonna ask that again. What's the name of this building?
What city are we in?
Turn it off. All right, James, we're moving to a different part of the building. You didn't want to talk to us. We're gonna be around though, so you know where to find us. We're gonna be down the hall.
Feel free to really pound us.
Yeah. Or go fuck yourself. How about that?
Yeah, either or. Up to you, dick bag.
In the mid-1800s, violence escalated because of the many northern guests and political tensions at this time. There were allegedly violent outbursts between locals and hotel visitors. Reportedly, in 1860, a northerner visiting from New York named James Sinclair was lynched and nearly killed by locals who resented his presence in town.
What year was this?
This was 1860, around the time of the Civil War.
I feel like you should read the room when you're making vacation plans during the Civil War.
If you're a white dude like this guy was, I'm gonna assume you could just go wherever you want. Just don't start saying, I fucking hate the South, I'm from the North.
I'm a Yankee Doodle Dandy. Oh!
The hotel closed in 1864 at the onset of the Civil War, allegedly because the violence between the guests and the locals had reached a tipping point. Tour guides today actually warn guests to not taunt the ghosts too much, as they may become violent.
I find that the places that people consider most scary at all these places we go to, you're bathed in darkness. It's usually very quiet. I find it relaxing.
I don't know, people are normally just scared of very dark, decrepit places, but...
I was born in the darkness.
God, you just quote Bane?
Yeah. Yeah, I did, it's fun.
Is there anybody here who's upset about what happened to them in this hotel that wants to talk to us right now? Because we'll hear you out. We're not here to hurt you. I know this guy's mustache suggests otherwise.
You don't have to bring up the mustache.
It's creepy, I get it.
I probably look like a lot of your friends.
That's probably true, actually.
Yeah, this is...
Is that what this is? You committed to the role?
I did this for the ghost hunting.
Yeah, that's what you did it for?
Yes, I'm a paranormal investigator and I take my job seriously.
Okay. Weird, I remember you saying that, I was shaving my face and then I stopped.
Well, I did, that's just a play-by-play of what happened.
That's the reason you stated before, but no, okay, now it's because you're a serious paranormal investigator, I get it.
Oh, hello there, ma'am. Aren't you sweeter than a dewdrop? Why, you look finer than honey butter on a June afternoon.
You just whisper?
No. Did I get a whisper?
Yeah, you did.
It's me, Banjo, your old pal from the bank. I saw you strolling with your son, Bradley.
Who is that? Those are people, right? I mean, they have to be people. They're so goddamn clear.
I don't hear people.
If anybody was talking, could you talk again? Oh God, am I gonna have to ask you to say that in a stupid voice?
Would any of y'all like to pull up a chair and join me in some conversation? Like a cat on a hot tin roof.
Well, we're gonna leave now. We're gonna go to a different part of the building.
Thank you kindly.
During the Civil War, the hotel served as a Confederate hospital, sometimes referred to as the River Battery Hospital. Some say the building was used as a hospital for soldiers from both the North and the South.
So now we're heading up to the 4th floor. Definitely one of the more active areas of this bar. This is where the hospital used to be.
Oh, okay.
So, yellow fever patients, mostly children.
Yeah.
And of course, Civil War soldiers.
Okay.
We already had our static cam set up here, so it's been recording all night. This seems like a good place to turn off our lights because it truly is dark in here.
Okay. You want to kill him?
Why don't we do that, and then we'll reach out. If there's anybody up here, you could say something.
You could scream.
Bang on something. There are rumors that this was a Confederate hospital. You have anything to say about that? You angry you lost the war? You lost your life? I get it. Are there any kids up here? Sorry we scared you before.
Yeah, we're fun. We're nice guys.
I know you're sick. Do you wanna play? It doesn't matter if you got the yellow fever. We got it too.
We got it too. That's a weird thing to say.
Yeah, I know, it felt weird.
I feel like this season you've gotten very aggressive with the ghosts in a way that maybe betrays your belief.
How's that?
I feel like if you truly believed in them, you'd be a little more respectful.
Imagine you went to lunch with someone.
Yeah.
And the whole time you're like, oh, so how was your day? How'd you get here? You got stuff to do after this?
To be fully accurate here, you'd have to be sitting at a table alone, staring at no one, asking them questions.
Well, I'm comparing it because ghosts to me are people, so then it would be to me like going on an outing with somebody and the whole time they say nothing.
Yeah.
Eventually you're gonna be like, hey!
What the fuck's wrong with you?
What's the deal here?
Over time, the building would become a coal and lumber warehouse, a supply store, and now, in present day, Moon River Brewing Company. Let's go over some of the other hotspots of the building. The restaurant area is said to be a place where servers report being touched or pushed by unseen figures, and bottle/silverware have reportedly been seen being pushed off of tables by unknown forces. Startlingly, the apparition of a woman from the 1800s was spotted walking across the crowded bar. A bartender thought she was an actress or a reenactor about to order a drink. However, she disappeared in front of his eyes as she reached the bar. There were reportedly many other witnesses to this incident, and as she disappeared, it's reported a hush fell over the room.
Here we are in the restaurant now.
We hear that somebody likes to walk around down here. We're walking around too, just exploring. I want to know why you're still here. Little girl?
What'd you do?
Drop my headphones.
Did you drop them or did they get
No, I dropped them.
tugged off your head?
I'm gonna do a quick flashlight. What if I pan my flashlight over there and there's a face? Here we go.
Why would you think that would happen?
I don't know. Worth a shot.
That same woman has also been seen on the top of the first floor stairs. She was spotted by a manager who reportedly asked her if he could help her, which startled her, and then she vanished.
I'm gonna go to the top of the stairs.
Okay, good luck.
It'd be really unfortunate if someone snuck up on me right now.
Push him as hard as you can.
You could do that if you want.
Make him tumble.
Rock me down these stairs.
Push him down the stairs.
Look, I'll make myself an easier target. How about that?
Ryan, yell, show me the money.
What do you mean? Why am I doing that? Why am I quoting Jerry Maguire?
Well, the money is like the, metaphorical evidence.
All right. Show me the money!
Yeah, there you go.
Let's go! Come on.
What the fuck are you doing?
I'm dancing. Well, they don't like my dancing. Do you like the dancing?
It's not great.
Give me the business. Come on.
Give me the business.
Come on. Me
Kill
the
him.
business. Give me the business. Business. This has been fun.
Yeah, I'm not sure. This is a very serious ghost investigation.
There is one well-known ghost who they call Toby, who is often seen in the basement. Some have referred to him as a negative spirit, while current staff have characterized him as a young boy. A bartender has also seen a shadowy black figure emerge from the wall. In this spot, one local woman was attacked. She recalls the incident saying that she was alone in the back room in the basement when she felt someone choking her and pushing her backward. One prominent paranormal investigator reported being momentarily possessed in this particular room. Could this dark figure be Toby?
Hey, Toby.
Toby.
What's down in this basement? Why do people feel so oppressed down here?
Toby, are you actually Lucifer?
Is there actually a boy named Toby down here? People say they see you. We're here just to talk. We want to play, actually.
Yeah.
Want to come play with us?
If you don't, you're gonna be in big trouble. Tobster?
Can you move something to show us you want to play?
What's Toby doing hanging around a basement of a bar?
Why are you down here, Toby?
Why are you down here, Toby? What are you doing down here?
Why do you choose to stay down here?
Doing some weird Hardy Boys stuff?
Especially if there's something dark down here. Why are you here? Is there something down here that scares you? What was that?
It's so much moving around.
Maybe you're intimidated by the both of us, so we're gonna split up. We're gonna investigate this one by one.
What do you think of that?
And you could do whatever you want to us, I guess.
Could really fuck with us then. All right, I'm down here in the basement now, all by my lonesome. Where'd my Toby go? Tobster! Tobster! I know there are ghouls here.
I'm gonna be honest, this may be famous last words, but I'm not very scared of what's down there.
I think sometimes there's value to darkness, so I'm just gonna turn off my light and sit here, stare down at this empty room. And maybe someone will see that as an invitation. Maybe a dark entity in general would like to possess me. I'm a pretty good candidate. Come on.
Wouldn't it be crazy if Shane comes back up and he's like, I saw a fucking ghost?
Don't be afraid of my mustache, Toby.
Is the series over then? Is that the end of Unsolved?
Come on. I've only got a couple more minutes, guys. Shit or get off the pod.
5 minutes is a long time for something to happen to me down there without Shane realizing it. I could have been choked to death by then, so.
No, nothing? Okay.
How was it?
What?
How was it?
It was great.
What if you call out for me down there, I don't respond, and when you find me, I'm just standing in the corner?
I'm gonna close the door and leave.
You would just leave me?
Yeah.
Why?
If you're possessed, well, I'm not taking you home.
Oh, this is kind of horrifying. I don't like it. Don't like it one bit, actually.
I felt nothing down there. To be fair, I feel nothing everywhere we go. But this place more so than usual. Will Ryan have better luck? Maybe. He's insane.
All right. Who's down here in this basement? Huh? Who? Did I hear Toby? Who's down here in this basement? My name's Ryan. Can you say Ryan back? Use this device to talk to me, or show yourself, I guess. What was that? Is there anybody down here with me? Looks like this ain't working. I'm gonna go straight EVP now.
I don't know, Ryan's been a little too confident tonight, I think. It doesn't suit him. It's obviously annoying when he's walks around being, I've heard stories about floating candlesticks. But when the pendulum swings in the other direction, he's pretty insufferable. So I think we much prefer terrorized Ryan. Will the basement put him in his place? It solely depends on how much he gets in his own head, because his mind is his own worst enemy. And it's my greatest ally.
Who's down here in this basement? Why do you haunt this basement? What happened to you? Toby? Are you actually a little boy? Do I want to know the answer to that question? I'm gonna turn my light off. Here we go. Anybody down here with me? I'm not here to hurt you, I just want to talk. I hear people see you all the time. Got the chills right now, actually, so I wonder if that means anything. Why do you hurt people? Fuck, man. Who's down here with me? Why do I feel like I'm being watched? Oh boy. Who's down here?
That's your time, Ryan.
Oh, that's my time? I feel like you extended my time again.
I think that's healthy for you. Did you get all worked up down there?
A little bit.
Did you? Whoa, hey. I'm pretty pissed we didn't get to hang out with Toby.
I'm a little glad we didn't get to hang out with Toby. But yeah, in the long run, I'm probably angry we didn't get to hang out with Toby. Another investigation in the books. What do you got to say about this one?
We fucking nailed it.
Moon River Brewing Company has plenty of rich history as a hotel and a hospital. After numerous accounts of paranormal activity, it's not a far stretch to say that some patrons and patients never checked out. But whether or not Moon River Brewing is definitively haunted will remain unsolved.
Holy shit!
Hey, ghosts.
I'm shaking. Well, here it is. The infamous Sorrel-Weed house. It's quite creepy.
Yeah.
As a horror fan, I love it. But the fact that we're about to go inside of it, not my favorite. But you know, we gotta do what we gotta do to get this evidence.
This looks scary to you, though? It's just a...
How does this not look scary to you? I do kind of get Haunted Mansion vibes from it.
Yeah, a little bit.
Are you, no point in me asking if you're nervous. Could you say that, like, if this was a horror movie, this obviously would be, you know, yeah, makes sense, checks out that this is a haunted mansion.
Yeah, I actually don't get haunted vibes from it. It doesn't feel like a haunted house to me. That's fine. We can disagree.
Let's just get going here.
Okay.
This week on BuzzFeed Unsolved, we investigate the Sorrel-Weed house in Savannah, Georgia, as part of our ongoing investigation into the question, are ghosts real? This house has a lot of interesting history associated with it, and this house perhaps sits on a patch of land that may have been the site of one of the bloodiest events in the American Revolution.
History.
So when you're feeling bored and you're not feeling the ghostly energy, just think about all the sweet history, and then you could,
I'll just put my hand on one of the door jams and just really connect.
I don't like how you moved your hand right there. I don't know. Maybe don't think about the history.
It's too late.
Okay. Well, it's gonna be a fun night. Let's get into it.
Okay.
Built in 1840 by Francis Sorrel, the Sorrel-Weed house is said to be one of the most haunted homes in the US. The house was both a home for Francis's family and a gathering place for the affluent of Savannah. In 1859, Henry Davis Weed bought the house. hence why the house is called the Sorrel-Weed house, referring to its first two owners. Tour guides believe the spirit of Francis Sorrel, the original owner, has made itself known in the dining room by moving a chair to and from the table. In one instance, a candle was tossed across the room.
A floating candlestick is pretty on the nose.
Pretty on the nose, yeah.
But sometimes things are on the nose because they actually happen all the time.
I think the fact that it's I want to respect the history of it, and while that's happening, I have to deal with all this stupid bullshit about candlesticks floating in the air like it's the Haunted Mansion in Disneyland.
Well, it's actually not bullshit, it happened, so.
Okay.
So I
Great.
don't know what to tell you, bud.
No, that's good.
It is good.
Let's keep going.
So right now we're heading to the dining room. This is actually a room that's not often investigated, so.
Is it because it's,
No, there's no particular reason, they just don't offer this part in the ghost tours.
Oh, I see. So this is a little treat for us.
This is a little treat for the boys. All right, so hello, whoever lives in this room, or if there's anybody here with us right now, my name is Ryan, that's Shane. If you would like to communicate with us, now is the time to do so. Is there any members of the Sorrel family here with us today? Francis, are you here? We hear you like to move things on this table as well. Could you maybe move one of those candlesticks?
Maybe make that napkin wiggle.
We heard a lot about Southern hospitality. We're from California. Ow! Could you pass me that cup over there?
You're talking to the ghost?
Yeah.
I could sure go for a coffee.
Francis Sorrel was said to host parties in the two connected parlor rooms. Guests often report the smell of cigars and brandy.
Okay, so the parlor room.
So back in the day, they would have parties here. The gentlemen would be drinking brandy and smoking cigars. They'd be on this side of the room.
Looks like they had
They'd be
a hell
talking
of a party.
about, yeah, they'd be talking about business. And on this side of the room, this is where the women would sit.
Oh, not too far. Women sitting here, stare at their portrait of Christian Bale.
You know what? I kind of want to picture a Christian
Yeah,
Bale.
you gotta
too.
get
I'll
one
get
with
him
Christian Bale.
Big fan. Shall we begin? Hello to whoever is in this room. I would say ladies, but anytime I say ladies, it makes me sound like a creep.
Yeah, true.
Well, how do you announce yourself to a room without saying?
Ladies.
There's footsteps.
You better check it out.
You hear that, right?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Who's upstairs?
Can we go upstairs?
No, it's condemned.
Oh.
We'll fall through the fucking ceiling. I swear to God, if
There's someone up there, Ryan.
there is, I know. I'm getting chills. Let's go outside and look. Come on.
Oh,
Well, let's
look
staircase
at
at the least. Who's up there? Well, we can't go up here because it's not safe up there to walk. But there is definitely somebody up there. I know that sounds like a cop-out. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I think there's someone up there. Are there like open windows up there or anything?
I mean, I don't know how that explains footsteps. Maybe say something that's nice that'll make her come down.
Hi, please come downstairs.
That's what you landed on? What the fuck was that?
Sound like a dog.
Come on, boy. Come on. Come on. You want a treat? I'm shook.
Francis's son, Frank Sorrel, was a doctor that used the basement of the Sorrel-Weed house as his office for a few years. Guides called this room the surgery room and say that Dr. Frank Sorrel used it as a trauma surgery unit. This room is reportedly very active. People have allegedly experienced unexplained touching, shadows, and bizarre feelings and have seen an apparition pacing in the room. In the surgery room, a little girl is also seen who likes to play hide and seek. A chair is often moved as well.
We hear that Frank, if you're in here with us, you used to perform surgery in here and that you were quite prolific at it. Is there anybody down here with us? Make your presence known.
Are there patients in here?
Is there anybody
Is this your
in here?
last place that you remember being alive?
You know, we hear that there is a little girl in here.
Oh, is this the ankle biter?
Yeah.
Go on.
And
Here's some ankles if you want to give them a little bite.
We hear that you like to play hide and seek. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna play with you.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ready or not? Here we come. Oh God, I'm actually scared to open my eyes.
It all looks the same.
It does look the same. Let me scan my little flashlight here. Are you actually hiding? Are you playing or no? Is there anybody here with us? Can you move something? Give us a hint?
You don't ask for hints when you're
Well,
playing hide and
if
seek.
the hiding spot's really good, you eventually will ask for a hint, and they'll usually like tap or something.
What? I would never give hints.
You just stayed hidden? How long would you do that?
As long as I had to.
Alrighty. Well, let's fire up that spirit box.
Oh,
Oh, God, did you hear that spring?
Yeah.
Here we go. This is a device that you guys may be able to use to speak to us.
So matter of fact. This is a device you may use to speak with us.
Well, that's what it is. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I know.
How else am I supposed to describe it?
No, you've nailed it.
Okay. Who is in this room with us?
Sandwich? Is there anyone here in this room with us? Please tell us your name. Is there a girl here?
If there's a little girl in here, could you tell us your name? We hear you like to play hide and seek. What happened to you? I'm going to need to hear some clearer responses for me to know I'm talking to somebody. What in the name of God was that? What did you just say? Who was that? Hi, sorry, whoever just spoke, could you speak again? If you want to talk, we're right here.
Son?
If you want to talk, we're right here. Hello?
Oh, spooky.
All right.
Yeah, I'm satisfied.
I think you're always satisfied.
No,
2 seconds on, satisfied. All right, we're gonna leave this surgery room now. By the way, we never found you, so you could come out of your hiding spot now.
We never found you. Oh, hide and seek. Yeah.
We didn't forget about that. I guess you'll just stay hidden.
Yeah.
Okay.
The game's over.
The game's over, by the way.
Well, she doesn't know. She's just hiding for the
I'm-
rest of
we're-
her ghost
We're
life.
serious. Just don't say I didn't tell you. I'm serious right now. The game is over. I don't have any more energy to look.
Game over, man.
This house was also a site of tragedy for the Sorrels. On March 27, 1860, Matilda Sorrel, Francis's wife, died at the age of 54 after falling, quote, from the second or third story window of her residence on Harris Street, end quote. Her cause of death was listed as concussion, but many have speculated that her death was a suicide.
And this is actually the courtyard that Matilda fell into and died.
Oh, okay.
We're not really sure how it happened, but
Concussion.
this is or why she fell, I should say, but this is where it happened. This is the floor we were at right here. It was this balcony. She fell right down here. Quite the fall. Matilda, are you out here? What happened to you? Did you fall? Why did you fall from the balcony? Did someone push you? Did you jump? Can you shut that door right there if you're out here? She doesn't want to talk to us.
No.
I wouldn't want to talk to us either. I don't blame you.
I don't blame her.
This house may be haunted by past events that didn't occur in the house at all, but rather on the ground it is situated on. In the fall of 1779, America was in the midst of the Revolutionary War. The Siege of Savannah, which some historians called the bloodiest hour of the Revolution, pitted the Americans, with aid from the French, against the British, who at the time occupied Savannah. The Americans were unable to liberate Savannah, and the battle claimed over 1,000 lives. According to local historian and author James Caskey, part of the British fortifications were situated on what is currently Madison Square, which is across the street from the Sorrel-Weed house. According to tour guides at the house, the site that the Sorrel-Weed house was built on may have served as barracks for British soldiers during the Revolutionary War and the Siege of Savannah. In one tragic instance, a cannonball crashed into the barracks, killing 12 British soldiers. It's said that they are often seen in one part of the basement.
I remember I used to think cannonballs were hilarious until I saw The Patriot. And that thing goes rolling through the field. It just knocks people's legs off.
To be fair, cannonballs are pretty hilarious.
Yeah, that's just
Like
a big metal ball.
They're in cartoons, it's just a big ball. Also, when
great.
you're like, what's the funniest thing you could do at a pool party? Cannonball!
Yeah,
Boom!
good point.
You
Good
splash
point.
with
That is
everybody,
very
everyone
fun.
has
Everybody
a great
loves
time.
it.
Everyone loves it.
Yeah.
They all get all wet.
Very good. You're
Yeah,
the life
yeah,
of the
yeah.
party.
As I said before, according to the historians in this house was perhaps the barracks for former British soldiers, maybe a command center of some sort. Either way, it said that a cannonball fired through this building killed 12 British soldiers.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And they're seen in this area and over here in this room primarily. Just seen lurking.
I guess it kind of makes sense because this is the first floor. It's slightly below ground, but it's like halfway.
Yeah,
so
this is where,
cannonball.
if a cannonball came through the building, right, it would fall down a certain amount of floors, carry things with it. Alrighty, well, I'm Ryan.
That's true.
That's
I'm
where
Shane.
you say you're Shane. As I said, we're both Americans. The war happened a long time ago, so if there's any soldiers with us here today, it's a friendly zone right now. You could talk to us, you could move something, you could make your presence be known. Or if you're not feeling that friendly, maybe you're feeling a little salty, I get it, sucks to lose.
Yeah.
Maybe you could show us some of that anger.
Oh, yeah. Really let loose.
Let off a little steam.
I don't request that very often, but I officially request.
Holy shit!
What? What'd you see?
I just saw a figure, head, shoulders, walk right there.
Right here?
No. Right here.
Right here. You saw a figure, head, shoulders, walk right over here. Now, it couldn't be that the light might be playing tricks on
No.
it.
This was a person.
You saw a person?
It was either a ghost or a person. I don't know which one it was, but something 100% walked right here.
Well, you had your, did you have a camera pointing at it?
I mean, my chest. I don't know if it saw it. Holy shit!
What? Well, let's hope. Otherwise, we have to depend on your... Oh boy, here he goes, he's off.
What the fuck? That's not even open up to the street. I saw it.
Okay.
Honestly, my first impulse was it's a person because it looked like a person.
I'm saying you're a jittery guy.
I know what I fucking saw. It was a fucking person.
Okay.
In the basement, there's also a small breezeway where guests can sit in a chair and are sometimes visited by a shadowy apparition. Who this apparition is, nobody knows, But one guest reported feeling every possible emotion at the same time and ran out of the house. To finish this out, we'll investigate this area individually.
So this is your little viewing of the Shadow Man in the breezeway.
So here's the breezeway. I'm gonna sit in this chair. I'll try not to fall asleep. I'm very tired. So.
Fuck you.
All right.
All right.
Wish me luck.
Yeah, because you definitely need it.
Yeah, Ryan's gonna go nuts down here. There's a lot of light pouring in, shadows.
I'm already doing it. I'm starting to freak myself out. Nope. Not today. Not today. Not today.
Hey, if there's any ghosts down here, it's just me now. There's no one else on this floor. Just you and me in the dark.
I'm a little concerned about what I'm going to see when I'm down there, but I don't think it's going to hurt me, I think.
Come on. Hey. Hey, ghosts. Tickle me. Tear my eyeballs out. Grab my nipples.
All right, Shane.
That's 5?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Was that quick?
Yeah.
I feel like if I closed my eyes for a little bit and opened them, it would almost feel like I got abducted.
All right.
Did you feel a rush of emotion?
No, I didn't. It's nice though when you don't forget to. Oh fuck!
God damn it. Okay.
All right. Good luck.
Oh boy, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. Welp, I have once again gotten myself into quite the pickle, haven't I?
I really hope we hear him screaming.
I guess I'll bask in some silence for a little bit here, because I hate doing that. So let's do that for a sec. This is a shitty situation. I'm very scared right now. But you know, I've been given the opportunity to maybe catch a ghost on camera, so maybe it'll happen right now. I saw one of you earlier. Whoever was walking around earlier, I saw you.
I hear him talking quite a bit, which means he is rattled.
Is there anybody down here with me? This is where the infamous Shadow Man is. Who are you? Okay, 2.5 minutes. Come on, Ryan, you could do this.
I don't want him to have like a full mental break. Maybe close. Close would be good.
I'm not ready for you, but if you want to come out, now would be a good time. And God knows I'm scanning this whole room. I feel like I've been down here for 5 minutes. Why have they not come to get me?
Ryan's 5 minutes are up, but I'm just gonna give him a few more minutes. Make him think that he's going nuts.
I'm shaking.
All right.
I feel like that was longer than 5 minutes.
Oh, we thought we'd give you 10 and just see how you did.
You son of a bitch.
Well, I figured you might not notice the passing of time down here.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, that sucked.
How'd it go? Yeah, it wasn't great.
No, it wasn't great. I don't think anything happened though, or at least I didn't catch it, but I was scanning pretty wildly.
You seem very twitchy right now.
Yeah. Well, my eyes hurt because they were open for 8 straight minutes.
You didn't blink?
I don't think so.
I'm just giving you more time with the ghosts.
How about this? Let's just get out of here.
That sounds good.
Let's do that. Well, Sorrel-Weed house, it's been fun.
Yeah.
We've been introduced to a whole cast of characters tonight.
Howler monkey?
There was some noises. There was a weird thing going on upstairs. I saw one of you walking around down here, but I think I've had enough. So, you know, toodaloo, I guess.
See ya.
The ghoul boys are out. I am out. I'm done. You coming?
Yeah, you got a flashlight?
Oh, yeah, I do.
I can't see anything. Okay.
As I said up top, the Sorrel-Weed house is said to be one of the most haunted homes in the US. After spending a night within its walls, I can see why it makes that claim. With dark history and a front row seat to one of the bloodiest events in American history, there's plenty of reasons why some spirits remain. But whether or not the Sorrel-Weed house is definitively haunted will remain unsolved.
All the way down to sunny San Diego for Via Montezuma.
Architecturally speaking, this looks like it was built in the classic haunted house style.
It does. It does look like a spooky fun house.
Think we'll have fun in there?
No.
I think we'll have fun.
Well, you think we're gonna have fun everywhere. You could go into a building that's on fire and you'd be like, this is a blast.
I would not say that.
After you, sir.
All right. Oh, that's okay.
This week on BuzzFeed Unsolved, we investigate Via Montezuma in San Diego, California as part of our ongoing investigation into the question, are ghosts real? This house has had many owners and residents, 2 of which were known to perform seances in this house. So there's no telling how many spirits reside here today.
It was a party house.
It was a party house at one point.
I like that.
And you know what? Some say the party's still going. So, cowabunga, baby.
Oh, I think the party's about to get taken up a notch, you know what I'm talking about?
I don't.
Now that the ghoul boys are here.
No, I think we usually bring it down.
Oh, no.
Then the party
We're
leaves.
gonna bring it up.
Okay,
We're gonna
today's
bring it up.
different then.
I got my party boots on, you know what I'm talking about?
The same boots you always
Yeah,
wear.
they're my party boots. I'm
Okay.
a partying guy.
All right, well, let's get into it.
Okay.
Built in 1887 by spiritualists William and John High, Via Montezuma is 2 stories high with dark wood walls, silvery ceilings, and bright stained glass windows by artist John Mallon. The house sits mostly undisturbed, except for the occasional quarterly tour. In fact, we are the first paranormal investigators to ever shoot a paranormal investigation inside the building. Weird occurrences are said to happen in the home, such as a corner where plants refuse to grow, and a stained glass window of Peter Paul Rubens, whose beard is supposedly graying slowly.
This is the guy whose beard is said to gray more and more each year. Looking at it now, it definitely looks like
It does look like it's wearing away.
a very old picture.
That's like saying, well, this photograph gets more and more yellow over time.
It's true, I guess.
Via Montezuma was constructed for a man named Jesse Shepard. Shepard was a famous musician with spiritualist ties. Prominent musicians can be found depicted in beautiful stained glass windows around the home. Jesse incorporated spiritualism into his performances, claiming he could connect with spirits and that he could channel these spirits through his music. His vocal range allowed him to sing, quote, in 2 voices, end quote.
That's ventriloquism 101, I think.
I didn't realize you were so into ventriloquism.
I did have a dummy for a while.
That kind of explains a lot. I could just picture your mom like walking down the hallway in high school, like, Shane, it's time to get up for school. And then she starts to hear voices.
She's coming, don't talk to her.
But I want to talk to her.
Shut it.
Shane doesn't want to go to school.
Sorry, Mom. He makes the decisions around here.
You damn right I do.
Jesse would give performances and allegedly hold seances within the home, but eventually would steer away from spiritualism and leave for Europe to pursue a writing career. Ultimately, like many future owners of the home, Jesse would fall into financial ruin and would actually die while playing the piano in Los Angeles.
Huh?
So he gave his last performance, he was performing at a benefit.
Yeah.
He would get really into his music, and then he did this one note like this, and everyone was like, oh, he's really letting it sizzle. Okay, he's really letting it sizzle. Okay, this is maybe too much sizzle. Wait a second.
He's dead?
Is he dead? And the answer was yes. I don't know how I'd react to that. Like, was everyone just like... They start to look at each other concerned, like, okay.
Another round starts back. stand up for this one. Maybe that'll...
Yeah, what does this guy want from us?
I think he pooped himself.
Jesus Christ, man.
Wow, this performance is very avant-garde.
This is embarrassing that I think that's so funny.
It's very disrespectful. But it's human. It's going to happen to all of us, depending what you hate.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is so disrespectful. It's just...
Sorry. Oh, boy. Look, we know it's disrespectful. You don't have to say it in the comments. We're sticking with this one.
It's said that Jesse's spirit haunts this home. One room where we might find him is the ballroom, or the music room where Jesse would put on elaborate performances, where he would channel the spirits of the great musicians on display in the house.
Is he a knight?
It looks like he's a knight. He's got like a big ass axe.
Oh yeah, he does. That's actually pretty cool. And yet he's got a big axe, but he's doing the chill pose.
Yeah, that's kind of like the, I got an axe, but not that big of a deal though. If he had Tinder, that'd probably be like the third picture.
Yeah.
You know, this is where Jesse Shepard would actually put on the performances for the guests he would have at his house. And as you can see, there's a bunch of different musicians in stained glass all around.
Who's around here?
You got like Beethoven and the classics.
The classics.
Anyways, he thought he could channel Mozart, all these people in this house while he performed, because that's what he believed.
Was he good?
He was very good. He was world renowned. He was famous.
Okay.
Should we try and reach out to some people here?
Absolutely.
Let me put in my little headphones.
Your ghost stethoscope.
Are you here right now, Jesse?
It's a good house. It's very quiet.
Yes. I heard you were pretty damn good at the piano. I wish I could have heard it. How many performances did you have here?
I'm just imagining that piano in this room, the way it's just, imagine that sound bouncing off the hardwood.
This is a very intimate room, too,
Yeah.
for that kind of performance.
If I was in this room listening to just someone if you said he was very passionate,
yeah,
really pounded away on those things.
And he said he could sing in two voices.
I'd be losing my mind.
Yeah.
It's like Beyonce at Coachella. You'd be just losing your mind.
I don't know if it would be that good. Baycello is supposed to be pretty damn good.
I know.
Would you like to sing for us, Jesse? I know that you're not a jukebox, and I'm sure you probably got that most of your life, but we do hear you had the voice of an angel.
Voice of two angels.
Apparently. We're gonna give you the floor now, so if there is anything here that actually has something to say, the floor is now yours. We're gonna be silent. Anybody could speak to us right here.
Anybody.
And you better hurry, because I'm about to bring out something.
Ghouls, I beg of you, sing. Sing with your two voices, Jesse. Please, play the piano. You're gonna regret this.
You leave me no choice.
Jesse!
All right, this is gonna help you maybe to communicate. You could use this energy to speak to us, because I know it's a little tough. And also, more importantly, Shane hates this, so I also love doing this. Here we go. All right, let's try this again. My name's Ryan, that's Shane. Can you... My name's Ryan, that's... Meatballs?
You would know.
He said you would know.
You would know.
A lot of chatter here today. All right, we're off to a fine start here. Grilled cheese? What?
Would you just... Hold on. Okay. Hold on here. My name's Ryan, that's Shane. My name's Ryan, that's Shane. You see either of our names back. Would you shut up?
Year? It's 2018.
What color shoes am I wearing?
What if it was like, those sneaks are weak, dog?
A little girl on a tour of the house claimed to hear a chorus and old organ music while in Jesse's bathroom. His bathroom is located in Jesse's bedroom.
So right now we're entering Jesse's bedroom, and there's the bathroom, and someone apparently heard music coming out of there once. Granted, it was a child who heard that, but
Yeah.
you know, children can be more receptive.
Hey, can they?
I think they can.
What are we doing in here?
We're reaching out to Jesse.
No spirit box, though?
No spirit box.
Cool.
Jesse, if you're here, we are in your bedroom now, in your private space. I'm sorry, but we only just want to talk. You could say anything to us right now. And if you don't want to talk, you could swing this chandelier into the side of Shane's head and concuss him.
You could. It's sharp. It's definitely sharp.
Sharp enough to get the job done. Or you could just talk to us.
Should we turn the lights out?
Oh yeah, haven't done that yet. Ooh, that always does make it so much worse, does it? All right, Jesse. I don't know if this is gonna make it easier for you to talk to us, but it definitely makes me more scared.
We are understanding and friendly. Just two nice guys.
We're gonna go into your bathroom now, Jesse.
Are we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, that's where they heard the music come from.
Oh, true.
God, could you imagine getting up at night, taking a whiz right here, and having that staring at you?
You close the door. What are you, an animal?
Well, I mean, if you live alone, you close the door when you pee alone?
I think, I do generally.
Oh, it's just like habit. You could be taking a dump and looking down the hallway.
That's actually kind of fun.
Unless some kind of specter starts walking towards you.
Be cool to put like a little skee ball thing at the end of the hallway. Well, off to a good start in here. We're going to be quiet now so we can listen to the things that a child heard.
Is there anybody in here with us right now? Anybody down that hallway that wants to come walk towards us?
What if you stand in the bathroom alone?
Sure.
Well, maybe.
Yeah, why not?
Good luck.
Cowabunga? I don't know.
Cowabunga?
Oh, I hate this. Is there anybody in here with me? Can any of you, if there's anybody here, can you show me a sign? Can you say something? Can you move something? Make some noise? Bang on the wall?
I just think it's funny to make Ryan lock himself in a bathroom in the dark and go, okay, sure, sounds good.
Alrighty, I'm leaving. You had your chance. Oh shit, you fucking...
Just opening it up for him.
So loud.
Some believe that the house is cursed, possibly explaining why several of the house's many owners ended up in financial ruin. Eventually, the house sat uninhabited and in disrepair until it was saved by the San Diego History Center in 1970. One of the house's inhabitants, a woman named Mrs. Montgomery, was also a medium who would host seances in the home, which makes two former residents of a house built by spiritualism practicers of seances. Because of this, there's no telling how many spirits walked through that door, and more importantly, how many stayed.
So now we're actually entering the seance room, and this is where, and at least Jesse conducted his seances. I don't know about the next owner.
Look, they've actually captured a ghost in this box. They've got it on display.
Lazy. That's really all to say about that one. That's
not lazy, very funny.
Pretty lazy. Here we go.
Now we're ready for you. If you didn't hear us in the other room, my name's Shane, that's Ryan.
Yeah, that's me.
And we're here to get to know you, be your friend.
Yeah.
We want to listen, really.
We're just here to talk to you, to figure out what you felt about this house when you were living in it.
How funny is it that you were trying to talk to dead folks in here, and now...
It's kind of ironic, right? Yeah.
We're trying to talk to you.
I was also gonna say, what if he doesn't know he's dead? He's conducting a seance,
And he thinks we're ghosts?
And he thinks we're the ghosts.
A classic Sixth Sense scenario.
Or
the others.
Or the others, spoiler alert.
Or that one Goosebumps book, The Ghost Next Door.
Yeah, that's a good book too.
Anyway, if you're hearing us right now, we're not the ghosts, you're the ghost. Unless...
You know, I guess I did get into that car accident a while ago and it was a pretty close call. It is possible that I'm dead right now.
One time, I cut up an avocado and there was a lot of meat left on the pit. And I put the avocado pit in my mouth.
The entire pit? You put the...
Yeah, and I started to just kind of get the meat off of it. And at that moment I was like, if I sneezed right now, this thing would lodge into my throat. And ever since then, I've kind of been terrified of avocados. But the other thing is, I always thought, what if I did die then?
Fuck, dude.
I mean, we tweet all the time, so.
That's true, yeah, people, this would be a pretty elaborate shared delusion. Anyways, this is actually a secret passageway.
Excuse me?
Well, it doesn't work anymore, so I guess what I'm getting at.
That was a false candle?
Yeah, and it would pool, this thing would open up, and it would go to the upstairs. We'll actually see where it goes to later, but I don't know why that exists.
Yeah, I suppose you'd want it to go to a secret room and not just another floor.
Yeah, that's why it seems kind of just pointless.
If you pull this book out of the shelf, you'll get to the kitchen.
Or you could take the stairs.
In the 1940s, Edward Campbell purchased via Montezuma in search of buried treasure located in the basement, only to find nothing over a 4-month search, resulting in Campbell selling the home.
Rumor has it that there is treasure buried under here. Now that treasure must be pretty damn old because that means it predates the house, which was built in the late 1800s.
Gotta be worth a lot of moolah these days. Imagine how many queens that's worth.
That's probably worth at least 100,000 bones.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So how about it? Whose treasure is here? What was that? Was that you?
Last chance. We're gonna take the treasure if you don't tell us where it is.
So you're threatening to take the treasure if he doesn't tell you where the treasure is?
That's right. Don't poke holes in it.
Okay, I'm just making sure. It just doesn't seem like a very...
I'm just trying to spook him.
Okay.
I'll come back here with some new technology. That thing where they put some dynamite in there, like in Jurassic Park when they...
He's gonna come back with some new technology. That thing that they put the dynamite in like Jurassic Park.
To find the raptor bones. You remember?
You remember that, right? Person who doesn't know what a movie is?
Whatever, man. Fuck you.
It's said that a majority of the activity occurs on the 2nd floor of the house.
And just above us is where perhaps a butler hanged himself. Very unfortunate. I don't know if that's a legend or if that actually happened, but who's up here? We can't go up there because it's condemned, but is there somebody that walks around up here now? These were old living quarters. It could be anybody. Could you show us you're here by making your presence known? Could you move something? Make a noise, bang on something? Could you move this blue ball that's sitting on this chair? No. Okay, we're gonna walk to the other room over there.
The final room we'll investigate is a room where the spirit of an old man is often seen sitting in a chair. The man's identity is unknown. Some speculate that it may be the spirit of the servant who hanged himself in the home.
This is a room in a house where people claim to see an old man sitting in a chair, which frankly is a horrifying thought.
That's spooky.
It's very scary, I don't like it.
I'm not into that. What if you woke up in the middle of the night and there was an old man sitting in the chair in the corner of your room? That's a lot, right?
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that.
To imagine.
Why haven't you moved on? You're obviously an elderly man. Seems like you can move to a better place. Did you do something?
Maybe he just likes to relax.
In this room?
I mean, you put down a throw rug or something, it's fine.
I guess.
Nice view of the skyline. Let's close our eyes. Maybe you'll feel him in the chair. What about that?
Yeah, that sounds
Is
good.
that a thing?
We're gonna close our eyes now. We're gonna give you some time. And if we open our eyes and you're sitting in that chair, we really just wanna talk.
Yeah, that's all we'll do. We'll just talk.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
All right, we're gonna open in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I didn't think you had it in you.
He's not there.
No. Well, I can't say that I'm not disappointed, because I am.
Can't say that you're not disappointed.
I can't, is that double negative? I can't
It's a triple negative.
Wait, I can't
say that I'm not disappointed.
What would you say? I can't say.
I'm not disappointed. I can't say that. I am disappointed. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Well, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get back up. He's gonna get back up. We're gonna pick up our gear and we're gonna leave. And that's it. You're never gonna see us again. So if you want the chance to speak to somebody who actually will take the time to speak to you, I suggest you appear in that chair. Last chance. Here come 30 seconds. That's it then.
We're gonna leave.
We're gonna leave the house, so.
Unless you appear in that chair in the next 2 seconds. All right, we'll see you later.
Okay, well, I guess that's it. Season finale. Oh, you're leaving me. And now I'm in a room talking to not even the old man, I'm now talking to myself. You're not gonna even help me carry this tripod out?
No.
Unbelievable. Well, you would have made a good season finale if you appeared in that chair. I know that doesn't mean anything to you, but it's not always about you. Just saying.
After years of trading hands, the hauntingly beautiful Villa Montezuma sits uninhabited. A house built by spiritualism would definitely seem to be ripe with activity, but whether or not Villa Montezuma is definitively haunted will remain unsolved.
We could also look at where that secret passageway leads to.
Oh, cool. Wow, so there's the door.
That's the door. I don't want to open it, but yeah. Like I said, if it were me,
yeah,
I would make a hidden passageway go to a panic room or a hidden room, not
Dad's den.
You know, where I log on and check the stocks.
Yeah, and apparently take a shit on your desk.
I guess so. Or, well, actually, I think I know a different reason why that would be there.
Oh, I see what you're saying.